Williamson. Craig, your selections in the first we saw there with 9 Princess McKendon on top.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. A pleasure joining you tonight from Alexandra Park. I can tell you it stopped raining here, Mark, and at this stage, relatively flying. Track conditions are slushy, but I expect them to improve as the night progresses, and they'll still run good times here at the park. That they tend to condense the track, and as long as we don't get too much more rain, should have a relatively good night here at the park. I do like 9 Princess McKendon, Mark, in the first. 5:20, Tony Cameron takes the drive. 2,200 metres really suits her. Manners have been good, and was a little bit of a victim of circumstance last start. I wouldn't read too much into the last start, 8th. Go to the prior run 3 starts ago where she ran a very good 3rd in a far stronger field. So I put 9 Princess McKendon on, and you are getting an each-way price. 551.90 for the junior drivers. Tony Cameron, of course, who works for Tony Herlihy, who we'll have on screen for race number 3 tonight, takes the drive for Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett, and that's a stable. They're absolutely on fire with the trotters at Alexandra Park of late. Very rarely on a night where they have 2 or 3 trot races, don't the Wallace Hackett team pick up a race, and I expect them to go very close in the first. They've got a couple of runners in here, Princess McKendon and Highland Star, and both of them very good chances. There is the favourite on screen at the moment, number 2, Natural, trained of course by Robert Dunn, who's trying to chase down Mark Purdon and Nellie Rasmussen in the premiership at the moment. Fair way behind, and only a few weeks to go left in the premiership, but they've got big numbers in again. They're sitting on 117 wins for the season. Mark and Natalie, I think they're on 126 after Mr. Mojito took out an earlier race at Eddington tonight. So that gap has always been around about 8 to 11. It's sitting at about 9 at the moment, and time might beat the Robert Dunn team trying to catch the Mark Purdon and Nellie Rasmussen team, with Natural favourite in the first tonight. She had a run at the trials on Saturday and was quite good, running into 3rd behind Temporale, who's hot favourite for race number 3 tonight. Jack McKinnon takes the drive, does a bit of driving for Robert Dunn, and does know the mare. So 2, Natural. Main danger for me to the back marker in 9, Princess McKendon. There's a Cougar's Son, trained by Peter and Vaughan Blanchard. Nice mare, really makes a mistake, but really wins. You look at her form, it's 27 starts, 2 wins, but 12 placings. She's always good for your first 4s, a Cougar's Son. The reason why, she always trots. She capitalises on mistakes of others, and she's a nice mare that'll certainly go, or nice horse that'll go a nice race tonight. The son of Monarchy, a Cougar's Son. So for me, it's 9 to beat 2. Outside those 2, I thought Lockie Brogden, $11. Mark Johnson takes the drive. Always been a short distance horse, Lockie Brogden. 2,200, 2,400, that's his type of go. Chased home Rain Day Jatan over this distance 2 starts ago, and then back to the 2,700 at Cambridge. Not so good behind Speedy Hill. It was a fair run 4th there. Tonight, 20-metre handicap steps quickly. Certainly can run in the top 4, Lockie Brogden. And put Highland Star, one of Aaron's tips, in to the top 4. Good 2 starts ago. A little bit disappointing last start behind Djokovic, but that was a stronger field. So Highland Star with Sean Grayling, who's been driving well. A couple of wins on Joe's Dream of late. Takes the drive on Highland Star. 9 on top to beat 2, 8 and 10 the first. It starts a treble on races 1, 2 and 3. They only hung a Workingmen's Club handicap trot over the 2,200 metres. Of course, tonight the Turbo Pick 6 will start early, so get involved in that. It starts at 14 minutes past 7. Last week we started at Auckland with the first leg. This week it's at Addington, so Addington will kick off Pick 6 tonight. The Turbo Pick 6 at 7:14. The first leg at Alexandra Park at 7:33. And that is for the trotters. Temporale, very well backed into $1.60, is your favourite for our first leg of the Turbo Pick 6. Aaron White, as I come to you, very good evening. Nice to have you back at the park. Hope you enjoyed your holiday. In the first, like you, I thought Princess McKendon certainly backable at the $5.
Yeah, I thought the Wallace Hackett pairing were 2 cracking chances here in the opener. Princess McKendon, Tony Cameron aboard tonight. She was a good 3rd 3 starts ago. That was in behind Djokovic, and then unlucky in behind Djokovic 2 starts ago, and also was pretty unlucky last time. So does drop in grade here. I know it's 20 metres behind over 2,200 metres, but the class of horses that she's been racing gives her a cracking chance in the opener. Highland Star well in the mix too. Sean Grayling, if he does everything right, he can certainly play a major role in the first. Lockie Brogden, 2200 metres will suit him. Mark Johnson doing the driving this junior drivers contest. And a Cougar's son off the front tapes, always there or thereabouts, the Monarchy 6-year-old Andre Potama to drive tonight. 9, 10, 8 and 3. It's going to be a pretty good night here tonight, Craig. Just a 9-race card. We've got 1,250 guests on track too, with the dining packages around the course tonight, with it being the last night of midwinter Christmas at the races. Also Chartered Club's race night here tonight. So although you won't see too many people braving the outside weather, we've got plenty of people indoors to make the atmosphere pretty good.
Thanks, Aaron. Slight delay in the first is runner number 10, Highland Star, through a shoe in its prelim and just getting some farrier work at the moment. So slight delay in the first. Of course, on the back of this, we've got to get to Addington for race number 4. The trot over the 2,600 metres. Hot favourite Wilmer's Mate in the trot. So if you're betting into race number 4, get involved. There was a slight delay here, and this race will take around about 2 minutes and 50-odd seconds to run. Greg O'Connell bring you all the action for race number 4, where Wilmer's Mate will be your favourite in the Dominion Trading Handicap Trot. I think it was $1.60 on the fixed odds when I looked earlier on. There is Natural for Robert Dunn. Jack McKinnon takes the drive. Mare that's raced well since she's come in the north a couple of times. Hasn't had the best of luck in transit tonight with only 3 horses off the front. She's going to posse up pretty handy, and she'll be very hard to beat. Talking to Robert last week, he thought the mare would go a super race and didn't get a lot of luck. So with that trial under her belt, expect a big run from runner number 2, Natural. 9, 2, 8 and 10 for me in the first. 9, 2, 8 and 10. A little bit of money coming for a Cougar's son at the 650 on the book. Looks like that farrier work has been done on runner number 10, or just about to be complete, and that is Highland Star. Things happening on in harness racing in the upcoming weeks. We've got the Franklin Yearling Parade at Pukekohe on the Saturday 30th of July from the Franklin region. Get along there. A few prizes to be given out. So the Yearling Parade Saturday the 30th of July, and also the North Island Harness Awards on the 3rd of September. Tickets available through Suzanne Hurley. So if you want to get along to the North Island Harness Awards, I understand a meal beverage package there, $130 a ticket. Contact Suzanne Hurley, 027 407 1057. We'll repeat that number later in the night for the North Island Harness Awards. Looking forward to them, 3rd of September. It will be a huge night. And of course, the Yearling Parade at Franklin on the 30th of July. Lining now, red light on for the first time here at Alexandra Park. Let's head upstairs to Aaron White for his call on the Onehunga Workingman's Handicap Trot.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. And of course, that $50,000 turbo terminating pick 6 getting underway at 14 minutes after 7. The odd leagues down at Addington on their races 5, 6 and 7. There'll be leagues 1, 3 and 5 in the turbo terminator tonight. And we've got races 3, 4 and 5 here to consist of leagues 2, 4 and 6 there. Temporale looks a real good anchor here for one of our leagues in the third. Of course, his last start over 2,700 metres here was in the Northern Trotting Derby and behind Mark Caller. That was a pretty good effort. Good run it was too on Jules Day, off a bad draw, finishing up in 4th there for Temporale. A really strong chance in the second leg of the turbo terminating pick 6 here tonight. Another one that comes out of Jules Day that's been freshened up comes up in leg 4 in that pick 6. That been Lincoln Superstar. So she could be another potential anchor in the pick 6 tonight, with the runners about to be called up to their respective marks here. Front 10 and 20 metres in operation. Natural holding up the $2.70 favourite. $2.70 into $1.60 on the tote. So precious moment, a newcomer to the north, Robert Argue. The junior driver's about to come forward. Natural, the race favourite, a Cougar's son, Andre Potama, doing the driving. New runner for Joe Stevens is the Scruff, so they Straighten up now, and the barrier strands release in the first, as they did. Princess McKendon rose high in the air. She's come down trotting all the same. She would have lost 2.5 lengths with that rearing moment at the start. So Precious Moment was first out, but promptly gallops. Coming forward is the Scruff, Natural second, then a Cougar's Son. Dauntless Creamy, Lockie Brogden, and also Larch, along with Highland Star and Princess McKendon, all get around the gallop of Precious Moment as they work the stables corner their first occasion. The Scruff, Dylan Ferguson, clears away by 5 over Natural. There's 3 lengths a Cougar's Son, 3 lengths Dauntless, a length and a half back in the field there as they turn up into the back straight as Lockie Brogden. Then came the grey Creamy. They're followed by Larch. Back in the field as Highland Star. Safely on the journey, its stablemate Princess McKendon on its back. As up ahead Dauntless has galloped. And now out the back is Precious Moment. The lead time in 49.7 in the Onehunga Workmen's Club trot at the end of the back straight. And in front is the Scruff from Natural, getting that lovely run in the trail for Jack McKinnon. The race favourite as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. 3 lengths away a Cougar's Son and Andre Potama. Mark Johnson aboard Lockie Brogden is in 4th, and then Creamy, Andrew Drake in the sulky there. They're followed by Larch and Ben Butcher. Highland Star and Sean Grayling, Princess McKendon and Tony Cameron. 5 lengths away in the field then to Precious Moment, Robert Argue and Dauntless Michael Blakemore in a gap of 10 lengths last. 33 and 8 the opening quarter. The Scruff down to the Judge Bell and 1 to go. Leads from Natural a Cougar's Son. Sliding forward is Larch on the outside of Lockie Brogden into the 1-1. Goes Highland Star, Princess McKendon onto the back of its stablemate. Creamy on the inside of those 2 trotters, and Precious Moment the last of the winning chances as they sweep around the stables corner again. And in front is the Scruff. 850 metres left to go. Leads by a length and a quarter. From in the trail, Natural. Larch up on the outside. 33 and 7 was the second quarter. 1-1 Highland Star ready to pounce out of that spot. Back on the inside, a Cougar's Son from Princess McKendon. Lockie Brogden, Precious Moment, Creamy. 600 to go. Onehunga Workmen's Club trot to open the night. And the Scruff in front. From on the outside, Larch. Natural, the race favourites, had the beautiful gun run in the trail. There followed Highland Star, Princess McKendon. They'll look to come forward as they get around the showgrounds turn. Final time then a Cougar's Son. Precious Moment, Lockie Brogden's gallop, Creamy the last. 29 and 1 the back straight quarter. The Scruff will bring them for home over Larch. Here's the Wallace Hackett peering coming into it now. Highland Star, Princess McKendon, Natural for the passing lane. Highland Star gets to the Scruff. Larch between those. Natural on the passing lane. Princess McKendon can't get them. The Scruff in front. Natural tries hard. Down the outside, Highland Star. The Scruff, Highland Star. The Scruff holding tough. The Scruff, he's too good. First up for Joe Stevens. The Scruff gets it done for Dylan Ferguson. Very, very tight second. We have up on the outside Highland Star, and back on the inside then to a Natural. They were followed by Princess McKendon. Further back in the field then was Creamy. They were followed by Larch, and back in the field to Precious Moment. They were followed by Lockie Brogden, Dauntless, and back towards the rear there too was a Cougar's Son. 255.8, 29.3 was the final quarter. And getting the job done nicely here. The Scruff hanging tough. Gets it and gets it well too. Dylan Ferguson. First run for Joe Stevens for the Scruff. Second over. Maybe up on the outside, Highland Star, race favourite, had every opportunity there. Natural. Princess McKendon to make up the first 4 in the Onehunga Workmen's Club handicap trots.
And a big thank you there to Aaron White. We'll be back for the next there where Craig Thompson does have them marked 5, 13, 12 and 10. He's gone with no way else on top of his selections. Of course, track to track from now on TOB Trackside 1, 4 minutes out from a start, race number 4, where Wilma's Mate is a dominant favourite, and you'd expect her to be. Of course, the runner-up in the Harness Jewels, 2 starts back, and behind Donegal Bettigret. She was very good on that occasion. She's since been here to Addington and won her Breeders' Crown heat. She's had 3 goes from a stand, won all of those, and therefore she should be winning this. Conan Bridge, $7 $1.50, also from the stable of Paul Nairn. Winner last time, again here, beating Maya Moore in that non-tote Breeders' Crown heat. It's had a couple of goes from a stand. We heard from Bob Butt. He said there's no doubt he'll step away. Of course, he's a Breeders' Crown winner from last season. He's a definite threat to the stablemate. Kauai Monarch, Sam Otley for Mark Jones, is another with an each-way chance in the race. We heard from Phil Williamson about Monet. Comes off the 40 metres, go on the run here on the 30th of June, when second and behind Amaretto's Son. Couldn't really explain what happened on the home track of Awamaru last time. But Monet's a definite place chance, and if a couple of these more favoured runners, particularly the 3-year-olds from the Paul Nairn team, do anything wrong, then Monet's one that would certainly benefit from that. 3 in the book, heading off the track. We'll check out what's going on there. Maybe he was just warming up Franco Cristiano. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what he was doing. That definitely didn't look like a trotter, so that's, I'm pretty sure, what's happening. Of course, because we have the non-tote, the head-to-head between Franco Cristiano and Heaven Rocks, and I'm sure Mark Mack, you'll be able to confirm that for me.
What's that, I'm sorry?
Was that Robert Dunn runner Franco Cristiano completing its warm-up for the Breeders' Crown?
It was, correct.
Yeah, correct. All right, that's what I thought was happening there. So that would explain that. Pristine, a winner at Awamaru last weekend, beating Blazing Under Fire, who was a subsequent winner last night at Forbury. Pristine, trained by Bill Roberts, and of course Kimberly Butt doing the driving. Tornado Valley's had a couple of runs with a bit of distinction. Its last 2 at Forbury, got it wrong at the start and was okay behind Golden Gate after that. 1,000 on Wilmer's made at $1.55, and other bets of 1,000 and 500 on her as well. 12 Monkeys has a motor, but you never know which one's going to turn up. Kauai Monarch in good form, and Phil's Gift hasn't won in a wee while, but is capable at this sort of level. How did you line them up, Mark, in race number 4?
I went with the Nairn pair here. Greg 7 Wilmer's mate to beat 6 Cone and Bridge. The stats are scary for the others. 3 starts off the stand for 3 wins. A winner of 3 from 5 at the trip. 4 from 11 here with 4 placings. The name P. Nairn is the trainer, D. Butt is the driver. I guess the only thing against her is she's a 3-year-old filly, but it's really late in the season, as we know. 7 on top to beat 6 Cone and Bridge. Beat Una in a heat of the Breeders' Crown last time, so it's basically a case of it might be a last start winner, but Una did gallop. In fact, it was Maya Moore that it beat in the Breeders' Crown heat. A 3rd to Donegal Better Gretch in the Jules final, so we know what he can do, Cone and Bridge. 8 Kauai Monarch and number 1 Tornado Valley. I thought if Tornado Valley was going to go a cheeky race, it could be this one tonight. And at $24 and $7.60, was beaten 9 1/4 behind Pristine last time at Awamaru, but came off the 10 metres. Drawn the front tonight. I thought he was okay placed here, Tornado Valley, with the way the handicaps have fallen. He's back to a C3 grade this evening, is Tornado Valley, which is the front line for the C3s. We've got a white cap here, Bobby Butt on Cone and Bridge, a red cap David Butt on Wilmer's mate, both members of the Paul Nairn stable. 1 to 4 off the front, 10 metres behind for 5 to 8. The 9's off 30, the 10's off 40. And Liam's in the tower. I'll come forward shortly for the first of the 2,600 metre races tonight. We've got the second of the Breeders' Crown heat. 7 Rocks and Franco Cristiano to do battle head-to-head pretty soon after the 4th is completed. Hopefully around the Wanganui 6th race, so we can get it live on trackside as well. Whistle's gone, they're about to turn in. Good to see Pristine back to the winning list last time, and she beat Blazing Under Fire. Kauai Monarch continues to race consistently well. Winner of 4 from 24, half of those wins coming in her last 4 starts. Tornado Valley turns in. Little Mo's ready. 12 Monkey swings around. Tessa's Rocket now right. They're ready. Racing now. Tornado Valley first to step. Everybody's off cleanly until Tornado Valley went into a gallop just after the start. Little Mo leads Tessa's Rocket. Now going roughly as Wilmer's mate. The favourite's in a gallop here, and she's still scrambling. David Butt tries to ease her back into a trot. She's trotting really roughly. Not quite there yet, but just about into a trot now. And she's back with Tornado Valley and Monet. Tessa's Rocket leads. Conan Bridge is up alongside second. Little Mo's into trail third. A length and a half away fourth. There's 12 Monkeys from Kauai Monarch Pristine. Then Phil's Gift, 3 lengths to Monet. Another 2 lengths to Tornado Valley, and 5 lengths off last of all is the short-priced favourite Wilmer's Mate. Turning to the back, Conan Bridge is the leader, and with 2,000 to go, he's out by a length and a half. Tessa's Rocket. Running third, Little Mo. Fourth, 12 Monkeys, and fifth, Kowai Monarch as a single file down the back. Prestine follows the Monarch, and 2 lengths to Phil's Gift, 2 lengths to Monet, 2 lengths to Tornado Valley, and 3 lengths to Wilmer's Mate, who actually stepped cleanly at the start and then galloped about 75 metres after the release point. Stablemate has it though. Conan Bridge by a length and a half. Second, Tessa's Rocket. Little Mo third. 12 Monkeys running fourth. Fifth is Kowai Monarch from Prestine. Away from the inside comes Phil's Gift in front of Monet. 2 lengths to Tornado Valley, and next to the inside, Wilmer's Mate has tacked on and now saves ground along the pylons. She's going to wind up 3 back the inside here with everybody moving off the pegs from Little Mo back. The lead time, 1:20.3. And it's Conan Bridge. A length and a half clear on Tessa's Rocket. Little Mo third. 12 Monkeys as fourth, and Wilmer's Mate went through to be fifth. Phil's Gift 3 wide loops the field around Kowai Monarch. Monet's also on the move. Then Prestine and 2 lengths to Tornado Valley. It's Conan Bridge leading at the stables turn. 1,100 metres to go, margins a length and a half. Second is Phil's Gift, first quarter 31.5. Leaders back third, Tessa's Rocket, 3 wide Monet. Wilmer's Mate, 3 back the inside from Little Mo to the 1-1. A length and a half away, 12 Monkeys from Kowai Monarch, Tornado Valley against the pegs. And Prestina's last. They've got 8.50 to go. And Conan Bridge leads the way, margins ahead. Up alongside is Monet, Tessa's Rockets in the trail. Next then is Phil's Gift. Now, Wilmer's Mate shoved off the inside at the expense of Little Mo. They half-locked wheels. She's out and trucking here, Wilmer's Mate, despite losing that ground at the start. And she rounded them up in a heartbeat. Into about 6th spot, 12 Monkeys through the middle. Then Kowai Monarch, Tornado Valley. And next then is Prestine. Second quarter, 30.9, 62.4 for the half. Wilmer's Mate, 400 metres to go. Leads by 2.5 on Conan Bridge. Then Tessa's Rocket, Little Mo, 12 Monkeys. It's Wilmer's Mate though. The third quarter in 29.5. She turns in by 3. Conan Bridge, Tessa's Rockets into the clear. Then Phil's Gift held up, getting through on the terror to Love Lane. Wilmer's Mate, 1:25 to go. 3 in front of Tessa's Rocket. Phil's Gift, Prestine storming down the middle might be a place chance. If you threw the ticket in the bin, go rifling through it. You'll have to get it back out. That is one heck of a win. And he didn't even pull the plugs. Wilmer's Mate has beaten Tessa's Rocket and Phil's Gift. Prestine or Kowai Monarch there for the fourth. What a win. Then Tornado Valley. Next in Little Mo from 12 Monkeys, Conan Bridge. And last in is Monet. 7 Wilmer's Mate, 150 and 120 was the hood, not the plugs. He didn't pull it till after the line, David, but we've seen some arrogant performances here at Addington this season. There's been none more arrogant than that. He gave poor old Little Mo the shove, did Davey, at the 8.50, nearly unseated Clint Ford. Last quarter's 29.8, 2.1.7 for the last mile. She galloped for a fair way, then she was trotting roughly. They may have a look at it, I don't know. Either way, that has been a massive performance by a 3-year-old filly who wound up back with the 40 or 50 metres, and Nick Erger and Greg straight on from the stewards. She's been cleared for the distance. Wow.
Yeah, big performance. Here's her gallop at the start. Look, at no stage was she trotting any good until the back straight, once she extricated herself, and there's a bit of an incident we'll have a look at too, where David Butt, his backside rose a wee bit in the air as the wheel of Little Mo, he pushed him out, and we're going to have a look at that now for you. Look, she's very good. She's clearly not comfortable at the moment though, and she wasn't at any stage. We're 4 minutes out from a start in our next from Wanganui. We'll get to Mark Rosanowski in a moment. But that point at the 800 metre mark, we already had nervous times when she'd galloped away. Well, not away, but after 100 metres. A massive performance from her. Win number 10, start 22. Trained by Paul Nairn, driven by David Butt, and owned, of course, by Richard Cornelius. We're unable to grab that footage for you, but you probably don't want to see it again anyway, because she's delivered and she's won pretty comfortably. Phil's Gift into third. As we'll get that result from Mark Rosanowski. 3.5 minutes out from a start, race number 6, Rozo. Race 5 for us here is the Macca Lodge train south of the Waitaki. It goes at 7:14, and we've got this all-important Breeders' Crown in between times. As I say, a very good evening to you, Mark.
Good evening, Greg. 3 minutes out from race number 6 here, and Kirkham Kobe with the book, $2.50 steady in the market, and that's probably important because this dog is stepping up to the 520 metres for the first time off the back of some pretty impressive sprint performances. 7 starts overall, has won 5 of them, has been lucky enough to draw box 1 4 times so far, 5 now, has won all 4. Now, steps up to the 520 metres and hasn't raced since the end of May. Matt Roberts, the trainer, steady in the market, I think is probably the key to it. So, did have him on top. Of course, Matt struck last week with Corborn Meza, who they stepped up to a middle distance the week before. Didn't have a lot of luck the first week. Corborn Meza won the second week. Wilmer's Mate at Addington, 150, 120 the 7. 4 Tessa's Rocket, 1080 the place, $2 for the 9 Phil's Gift. Quinella 76.30 trifecta, 428.80. First 4, 7498, $2,970.70. Went 1-2-6-5 here. The 2 is Molly O'Shea. Now, she's in a pretty solid run of form. She won here in a 30.91 coming from beyond the midfield. Then she won at Palmerston North, where she actually jumped handier than usual, clocked at 26.54. Last couple of times she's got back, she's run on. 6 lengths off Corborn Steps last week, and then on Monday she got home well for third behind Swiftly Chloe, although comfortably beaten. 2 minutes out here. Greg talked about the Breeders' Crown heat at Addington Raceway. And the option 840, there's 2 runners. Heaven Rocks, they're offering $1.45, and Franco Cristiano $2.50. I understand we're going to have some footage of that off the back of this race. So there you go, final field. You can have a crack. Option 840, $1.45, Heaven Rocks, $2.50, Franco Cristiano. We will endeavour to join that Breeders' Crown heat live at Addington after this race. So the 1 and the 2, clearly chances. The 6 Homebush Buck. Now, wee bit of money for this dog too. $8.50 into $8, and with good reason. Won a Class 1 final 4 starts back in a handy 30 and 43. 3 runs since have all been at Manawatu, and they have been pretty solid, including second to Malachi Magic on Monday. Bit to like about him, Homebush Buck. Dog and shot, there's the 7 Ivanov. He's up a kilo today. Weighs in 32.9. He won this course in distance 4 back. He was 32.5. So he's above that, but not too much above that. It's probably a good thing, that extra kilo for him. He does tend to draw across the face of the field. He might create space for the 8. You're So Free, which could make things interesting. Another dog threw in for place money is the 5, Opawa Shiloh. She won 3 back. She ran a good time. She jumped a bit better that day than she normally does. She gets back. She has in the last couple. 4th last week wasn't bad. She was getting home not badly. She wasn't far off Molly O'Shea last week. Opawa Shiloh. You're So Free is going to be interesting because she might get some space early. She has dropped back to Class 1, so look out for her there. Last week she got a bump at the first bend when she was handy, but she did seem to be floating. She can be a bit risky getting around that first bend 100%. You're So Free, but she might get a fair crack at them here. Autumn Lights, there continues to be a little bit of support for this dog. Hasn't been getting off the lids that well. Did battle on for third, not too badly, 3 back. And Belfast Barry's got a wee bit of early speed off the 3, but whether he can sustain it against this field's another thing. Runners called forward, race 6. They on CPF Class 2, 520 metres. Kirkham Kobe off the inside, steps up to 520 metres the first time. Goes favourite Tote 260. 250 the book, and Molly O'Shea sees to 280 with the book. Kirkham Kobe, Belfast Barrier, Power Shiloh Ivanov. Second line, Molly O'Shea, Autumn Lights, Homebush Buck in the green, and You're So Free the pink. It's the 6th on the card. They're set to go. The noses pressed to the grill. Ready to run. Racing Kirkham Kobe off quite nicely. Molly O'Shea slow. Opawa Shiloh gets out pretty well. You're So Free wider, closer into Belfast Barry. Also trying to work into the clear. There was Autumn Lights around that first bend. Getting well back was Homebush Buck. You're So Free drifts back again. Ivanov as well. And Opawa Shiloh got spat to the back. Up front, it's Kirkham Kobe going sweetly by about 8 lengths here. Autumn Lights works to second, followed through there by Homebush Buck. Molly O'Shea trying to work into it now. Further back in the race to Belfast Barry. You're So Free in the straight. Kirkham Kobe coming at it hard. Autumn Lights through and scores from Kirkham Kobe. 5 lengths away, Homebush Buck third. Molly O'Shea finding the line. You're So Free beside that. Further back then to Ivanov. Beside that was Belfast Barry, and a par with Shiloh. He was getting into a good spot early. Got checked and finished at the back. 4-1, 6 and 2, the way they've crossed here. Greg O'Connor, as we head back to you at Addington.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Rozzo, and thanks for getting out of there quickly. They're in behind the mobile gate for the Breeders' Crown Heat. Heaven Rock's drawn the inside of Franco Cristiano. Here's Mark Mack.
Thanks, Greg. All ready to go. Heaven Rock's looks like he's going to try and lead. Green light. Racing. Heaven Rock's first off the gate is going to hold out Franco Cristiano. Gee, for a 2-horse field, they are speeding right along as Heaven Rock's went about 3 lengths clear. Make it 4 now, and Franco Cristiano staying away from the inside. Heaven Rock's has gone further in front, and he galloped. Heaven Rock's has gone up in the air. He was burning along in the lead. Franco Cristiano had set off the speed, and Heaven Rock's is continuing to gallop. Mind you, both of them still pretty green, and Heaven Rocks gallops around the first turn. Well, for a 2-horse race, it's had a little bit of everything, and Franco Cristiano bowls to the lead. 22 the lead time. That was low flying until Heaven Rocks rolled into that break at the 1,650 metre mark. And Franco Cristiano looking for 7 from 10. Well, he's out by 3 or 4. Heaven Rocks gallop for a long way. He'll close that gap up to second as they go to the stable's turn. Late scratching, of course, was It's Risky Business. Franco Cristiano leads. And for John Dunn and Robert Dunn, he went the first quarter in 30.1. Heaven Rocks is back down and pacing again and is a length and a half away in second spot as they turn into the back. Franco Cristiano, who was given plenty of time by John Dunn off the gate to balance up. He was 5 lengths behind Heaven Rocks when he rolled into a gallop, which he can do. We've seen him do that in the past. And now Franco Cristiano just puts a bit of a gap on Heaven Rocks as they pace to the 700 metre mark. The lead margins too. Heaven Rocks at start number 8 for him. He's looking for his 6th career win, and he's right back up on the back of Franco Cristiano now. 31 for the second quarter, 61.5 for the half, and they come off the back. Franco Cristiano leads a length and a half. Heaven Rock sits on him. The Turtle's got options. He can come out and wait for the Terror to Love at Pineleaf Farm passing lane as Franco Cristiano sneaks away again. He put 2.5 lengths on Heaven Rocks, who was being nursed around that point where he galloped last lap. 30.5 the third quarter, and Franco Cristiano past the 175, leads by 2. Heaven Rock ducks back to the inside, but it's Franco Cristiano. It's been a big week for Portugal. They won the Euro. They're going to win the heat of the Breeders' Crown. A bigger week for Ronaldo, and Franco Cristiano down to the line. He knocked off at the post, but he got the job done well. Franco Cristiano won it by 5 and beat Heaven Rocks. Gee, they can be boring, those 2-horse races. Case in point, the first of the Breeders' Crown heats. Second one, there was something for everybody. And Franco Cristiano, he was going a little roughly himself at the start. John Dunn had him 3 off the pegs. Last quarter's 29.1. Last mile 2.1.1. Heaven Rocks had put 5 lengths on him, and then up in the air went Heaven Rocks. And Craig, that was always just going to be the advantage to Franco Cristiano after that. But for 2 pretty exciting paces, what a wild and rough first 400 metres of this Breeders' Crown heat. But Franco Cristiano, he's booked his spot in Aussie.
Yeah, he has, Mark, and an eventful heat, wasn't it? Heaven Rocks got out of the gate so well. He actually over-raced into the first bend, and like he has done in the past, he had a gallop, and when he gallops, he doesn't come back to the drive, and it was a terminal gallop. So Franco Cristiano, still not 100% in his gate, but very impressive in winning tonight. Our next at Alexandra Park, race number 2, is the start of the quaddie. Very even betting race here with Prince of Pops, a $2.70 favourite on the book, but $5 on the tote. Liberty Sticks will catch up with Tony Hurley prior to race number 2. $3.80 the book, $4.10 on the tote. I understand Greg O'Connor's there. Greg, impressive performance, Franco Cristiano, but Heaven Rocks threw it away.
You're not wrong there, Craig. Yeah, 158.1 he's rated there, but no, he just took his hook, didn't he? Heaven Rocks, and for backers of him, and there were the majority on him. One single bet of 500 on Franco Cristiano. Quick look at the first leg of our terminating pick 6, Craig. 6.5 minutes out from a start in yours. I reckon we need 3 in the first leg. Past the Spates, Groomsman, Gangnam Style. I suppose you could add Northview better in there, but I just settled on 4, 8 and 9. Your second leg, do we find that anchor?
I think so. Greg, you're either got to go temporarily or you're going to go about 3 or 4 in it. So we'll talk to Tony Hurley prior to that race. But if he's going to head towards the big races in Australia, he'd want to do it right tonight and go very close. So I think temporarily, second leg of pick 6 tonight looks the best anchor I could find.
Third leg, Craig. Jules Major Overdrive going to California. This is the junior drivers race, of course. Vera's Delight was very good in the south of the Waitaki last time. Sans Lasou's drawn up to get a beautiful run, and Shard's Halo well in commission too. You need a spread in the third leg. What about to the fourth?
Yeah, the fourth leg, Greg, I think you need a spread as well. 2, 3, 5, 7 and 8. That could be good. Zach Butcher give it a bit of a push when I talked to him earlier in the night. Checkin's quite a nice 2-year-old. Jessica Bromack's been knocking on the door and she's got gate speed. Lincoln Superstars coming off a 4th in the Jules, Greg, but I'm not convinced at $2 on what she did at the trials. I'd be running to back her. She's a winning chance, but certainly no good thing. Go wide in this leg. And Louis Alberto is my top tip in the race. $6 coming out of a Breezes Crown Heat on Sunday where they run a quarter in 27. Quite like Louis Alberto in race number 4, the fourth leg.
Not sure what's happened there, but that fifth leg, if you disregard runner number 6, because it's not in it anyway, you need Let's Spend the Night Together, Better Buy It and Smarter VC. That would get us to the last leg, Craig, so 1, 3 and 10. And again, you've given us a few in the last leg, but you need to.
Yeah, I think if we're going temporarily anchored, Greg, early on, you can go a spread in the last leg. Formula 1 for Robert Dunn was unlucky last week. It's the draw and gate speed, bronze over. Big Mac's a very nice 2-year-old. $10 on the fixed odds, certainly not the worst, like a Hurricane. And my top tip in the race is Mr. Euroman, and he just needs luck. He can't buy a draw. So tricky the last 2 legs or last 3 legs, Greg, but if Temporale can get you through the second leg, maybe worth playing into because it is a terminating one.
Yeah, definitely, Craig. And we found that last week. I think it was 0.92, had 5 winners. So, yeah, I'm with you there. But 4 minutes out from a start in your second. We need to build a bit of a pot to get involved there. We're pretty close to it getting underway. Our next to go here at Addington, about 15 away.
Yeah, thanks for your help tonight, Greg. Our second tonight starts out quaddy and it's about 4 minutes away. There's an update on that. Pick 6, the suggested one. So just note that fifth leg, 1, 3 and 10. 1, 3 and 10 in the fifth leg. Now, obviously, that's a big spend, but you don't have to do that. 10%, I think it's around $50 or $60 for a 10% unit. And remember, it's terminating, so 10% can get the lot. Obviously, that is the way to play on a terminating pick 6. Take a percentage. Got a first 4 carried forward here around about $900, and the pool sitting around about $2,500 for race number 2. The first taken out by the scruff, and that was Joe Stevens' first winning training runner. So well done to Joe with the scruff, and at big money too, around about 20-1 tonight at Alexandra Park. Tony Hurley's got a big team in tonight. I call up with him earlier. Here's Liberty Sticks in the second. Tony, thanks for your time tonight. Good book of drives. Let's talk about Liberty Sticks in race number 2. Nice, honest mare, and went very close last night.
Yeah, she did. Yes, she did. The Stanley start tonight, she usually steps pretty good, and it's off 20 behind, so it's not going to be easy for her, but she's been a real honest little mare and done a great job so far.
Yeah, Tony talks about Liberty Sticks. She is a nice, honest mare. Not always the quickest away from a stand, but she usually does step. 5 starts, 1 win. Tonight, she's in the right type of race. Got caught by Minstrel Boy last week, but Minstrel Boy went on to win again, so that form's been very good. Nice chance. Each way chance anyway at the $4. There's Autumn Lights on screen at Wanganui, winning race number 6, $8, $2. Kirkham Kobe $1.40 and Homebush Buck $1.90. The Quinellas $10. The trifecta's $145, 416 and 416 and 2 in the first 4, $323, meeting 9 race number 6. My top tip in race number 2 at Alexandra Park. I like 2 horses here. I think No Way Else has raced really well right through the winter, and Prince of Pops is clearly the best horse in the field. Stake-wise, he's earned over $100,000. He's raced in some very, very good fields, taking on the best of the 4-year-old brigade. But what's against him tonight is 2 things. A, he's coming in fresh and hasn't had a trial, racing for 2 months. B, he's off a 30-metre handicap. He can overcome it, but he will need the way the race to run for him to get into it very quickly in a safe beginning. So for me, I thought No Way Else on top at the $7 is backable. Prince of Pops, obviously on his form record and standing starts being good to date. 1 or 2 starts ago, defeating Bride and Ideal from a stand and started off 20 metres. That is a significantly stronger field than he meets tonight. So 5 to beat 13. That horse on screen, Vibhuti, would be the roughie. $10 or $11 at the moment. Tempo-related race at Cambridge on Sunday. And when I say a tempo-related race, it was a brilliant drive by Josh Dickey on a damn good excuse. It was a lead trial scenario. There was no moves. They walked a 3:31, but they run a 55 half and a 27 quarter. If you were back in the field, you couldn't make ground. Vibhuti ran home with them, just couldn't improve on them. Tonight, I think 2,700 with a faster tempo will suit him tonight. And David Butcher takes the drive. Vibhuti at $11 and include. Best of the rest, Liberty Sticks. For me, it's 5, 13, 12 and 10. Aaron's numbers are 5, 13, 10 and 11. As I come to you, Aaron, a minute out from the first leg of the quaddie.
Yeah, an intriguing battle, isn't it? This one, I've gone the way of No Way Else off the front tape. I, like you, think he's gone really, really well through the winter months. Of course, took on the better quality race here last week and behind Bride and Ideal. Comes back to these grass track series races, which he has performed well in the past. Kyle Marshall, Anna Donnelly. 13 Prince of Pops. Yeah, fitness might be the question mark. 30 metres, 2,700 metres after a freshen up. Scotty Phelan, but we know he is certainly the class of the field. Liberty Sticks was a good winner over the 2,700 metres off a stand 3 starts ago. So on that score, she's well in the mix for the Iceman. And Hootie Haxwell, a nice winner, when last here back on the 24th of June in a similar sort of race. Jay Abernathy, Anna Donnelly combined. So 5, 13, 10 and 11 for me.
Thanks, Aaron. Race number 2 is the Glen Eden Titirangi RSA's Grass Track Series. These Grass Track Series races have really been competitive races. We saw that last week. Tonight, over the longer trip, they've been over the 2,200. Tonight, a stand 2,700 metres. Favourite is Liberty Sticks at 340 in front of the back marker off the 30-metre handicap. Prince of Pops, of course, this one owned by the Gaines. Been a great little money unit, Prince of Pops. Scott Phelan takes the drive tonight, and your third favourite is runner number 5. Coming in now from the $7 it was 2 minutes ago, No Way Else, to $5.10. Red-eyed on the park, and the rain is back, and it is torrential here.
So these runners about to come forward for the second to open the early quaddie, and it will also open the first of our doubles this evening here too. So starter Frank Phelan, about to call them up. Sakura, along with the Speak Up, Chardon's Pearl and No Way Else. They're on the front tape, No Way Else. $3.80, $1.50 is the tote favourite. Liberty Sticks the second favourite, number 10. At $3.90 and $1.70, and Prince of Pops at $4.20 and $1.90. The first of what is a few very intriguing races on our card tonight. One of many races with many chances in them. These Grass Track Series races, they've been pretty competitive through the winter months here at Alexandra Park. A good innovation it's been. So they come up, Sakura, Speak Up, and Chardon's Pearl up on the outside, No Way Else. Scanrico Bay on the razzle. We're set. The barrier strands release, and they're off. Hootie Haxwell galloped at the start. Now Prince of Pops, he's shied. He galloped for a few strides. He's back down and pacing. Only lost 3 or 4 lengths with his gallop. First out, Chardon's Pearl from up on the outside, No Way Else. Sakura will settle third. So turn on to the showgrounds turn, then Scanrico Bay. They're followed by Speak Up, and the next is on the razzle with Dylan Ferguson for Joe Stevens. That combination looking for the first 2 on the card tonight as Speak Up just pacing roughly to its inside. Liberty Sticks has taken an early 1-1 trail, and they're followed by Vibhuti. Major Classic Prince of Pops. Hootie Haxwell the last trio as they swing into the lane. 2,200 metres left to go, and No Way Else. Kyle Marshall been attacked by On the Razzle up on the outside, and On the Razzle looking to stride on to the lead here. Coming forward, Liberty Sticks also, then Chardon's Pearl. So On the Razzle couldn't get across No Way Else, and Liberty Liberty Sticks comes up out 3 wide as they turn onto the stables corner. Chardon's Pool still third. They're followed then by Sakura Vibuti and Scanrico Bay Major Classic. Hootie Haxwell Speak Up there well back. And Prince of Pops, he's back last as they get to the 1800. Liberty Sticks finally does work on to the lead for the Iceman Tony Hilly. On the Razzle will secure the trail, and now 3 back is No Way Else. 4 back Chardon's Pearl. Then Sakura Vibuti back on the inside Scanrico Bay. Now away from the mark is Chardon's Pearl to be parked. So Scanrico Bay is going to get onto the back of No Way Else into the 1-1 Sakura. Major Classics back 4th last. Back on the inside Speak Up. Hootie Haxwell Prince of Pops 1:26 and 2 was the lead time. They sweep across the showgrounds turn in driving rain with 1400 to go. Liberty Sticks, she's going along nicely in front. From on the Razzle, up on the outside, Chardon's Pearl, Zach Butcher obliged to sit parked. Back on the inside then to No Way Else in the 1-1 Sakura. Scanrico Bay 4 back on the inside of Vibuti. Vibuti tracked up in turn by Major Classic. Back in the field, Speak Up against the marker line. Hootie Haxwell and Prince of Pop still the last pairing, 32 and 1. The opening quarter of the Gleneden and Titirangi RSA's Grass Track Series pace, and striding into the final circuit is Liberty Sticks. From on the Razzle, Chardon's Pearl. Sakura 1-1 back on the inside, then to No Way Else there, followed by Vibuti. 4 back the inside, Scanrico Bay, a length and a quarter back, Major Classic in the running line. Pacing on the outside is Speak Up, Hootie Haxwell. Prince of Pops, he's got the job in front of him. He's 10 lengths off Liberty Sticks. 800 out from the judge, 31 and 9 the second quarter. Liberty Sticks by just on a length. Chardon's Pearl on the Razzle, getting that nice run in the trail. 1-1 is Sakura back on the inside, No Way Else. There followed by Vibuti and Scanrico Bay. Still no moves from the back as they approach the turn off the back. Further back in the field, Major Classic, Speak Up, Hootie Haxwell, Prince of Pops, 400 to go. Liberty Sticks back straight quarter in 28.8, leads by a length over Chardon's Pearl. On the Razzle will wait the passing lane. Sakura Vibuti getting to the outside. No Way Else is held up in behind them. Major Classic, Scanrico Bay, Liberty Sticks for home. On the Razzle off its back, Sakura Vibuti. No Way Else sneaking through on the passing lane. Liberty Sticks on the Razzle comes strongly. Vibuti closes in late. Liberty Sticks on the Razzle. Vibuti starting to really fly on the line on the Razzle. Dylan Ferguson, Joe Stevens will get the first 2, I say. A slender margin in front of Vibuti, who thundered home late. Then Liberty Sticks, they've lined up in behind. Sakura Major Classic, not far away. No Way Else. Scanrico Bay. Out wider was Hootie Haxwell. They were followed further back in the field then to Speak Up. Prince of Pops didn't get into it. Chardon's Pearl to be the last in 3, 28.9, 29.7. Just getting it here on the line. Who gets it? Oh, it's very, very tight on the line. I went on the Razzle. I tell you, if you're on Vibuti, you're a chance. It's very, very tight on the line. We'll leave it up to Judge Graham McLennan. Liberty Sticks, no doubts about her. She'll be the third across in the Gleneden Titirangi RSA Grass Track Series 2700.
Placings in race 2, the Gleneden Titirangi RSA's Grass Track Series, subject to a very close photo, could go either way, 12-7 or 7-12, then came 10-5-9.
So a very close photo called here by Judge Graham McLennan. Vibuti number 12, the American Ideal Love and Light 5-year-old bay gelding. Hambletonian Limited, T.F. Shaw. R.I.J. Stewart, the owners. Hambletonian Limited, the breeders. John and David Butcher, the trainers at Cambridge. David Butcher. If it goes its way, it's win 7 at start 27. And the other one right in the photo here on the razzle, number 7. Better's Delight Fun on the run, 8-year-old brown gelding. Miss J. Stevens, G.J. Hoare, G.I. Alton, and D.P. Priest, the owners there. Brian West along with N.R. Tisley, the breeders of On the Razzle. So very, very tight here in the second on the card. Third across, 10 Liberty Sticks, Washington VC, Star of Liberty Brown, 5-year-old mare for the 3-putt, number 2 Syndicate, Tony Hill, he the trainer driver out of Papakura.
Official placings race 2, the Glen Eden Titirangi RSA's Grass Track Series. 12, the winner. Then came 7, 10, 5, 9, 6. 12, 7, 10, 5, 9, 6. Horse 12, Vibuti, paced the 2,700 metres from a stand in a handicap and a net time of 3:27.4. Mile rate of 2:3.6. Last 858.5. The 429.7. The margins are nose, a half length, 3/4 of a length. 12, 7, 10, 5, 9, 6. All official race 2, Glen Eden Titirangi RSA's Grass Track Series.
Vibuti number 12 at $14.20 and $3.50, $14.20 and $3.50, 7 on the Razzle, $3.20, $3.20, and 10 Liberty Sticks, $1.70, $1.70. The Quinella returns $69.10, $69.10, the trifecta $964.50. $964.50, and we just await the first 4. In fact, here it is now, $2,377.90, $2,300.
Stunning VC drawn the inside. Concord Dawn comes up, Whitecap with the driver on past the spate, Snow McClellan. Ricky made the gold cap on Luciano. Soapboxes right, groomsman ready, Northview Better drawn the back row, Cabello Blanco comes in. And Gangnam Style. Drawn outside the arm. Mobiles on the swing. Heat 2 of the Whitack. Green light, and they're racing. Gangnam Style's going forward off the outside, past the spakes, was away quickly. Cabello Blanco went to the pegs in front of Stunning VC. Then came Luciano, and next is Northview Better. Couple of lengths away, Soapbox and Groomsman is last. Gangnam Style speeds to the top, margin 2 past the spakes. Concord Dawn left park third on the outside of Cabello Blanco, and Stunning VC's for the pegs. A length away next is Luciano, and a further length and a half to Northview Better. Down next to the inside is Soapbox, and Groomsman's a length and a half away last. It's Gangnam Style and Nathan Williamson looking for 101 for the season. He leads by 2 lengths. Second past the Spates, and 2 lengths away third Cabello Blanco. Concord Dawn is parked up in front of Luciano. Stunning VC for the markers from Northview Better, and then Soapbox and Groomsman. It's Gangnam Style leading with a lap and a half to go. He's out by 2.5. Second Concord Dawn pocketing past the Spates, and Cabello Blanco 3 back the inside. Fifth is Luciano from on the inside, Stunning VC ahead to Northview Better. A length and a half to Groomsman, and Soapbox whips them in. 16.50 to go. And Gangnam Style doing things as he likes in the lead, leads a length and a half Concord Dawn. Mid-race move with this slow speed now from Northview Better up 3 wide. Past the Spates in the trail, Luciano's 1-1. Cabello Blanco 3 back the inside in front of Stunning VC. Groomsman around Soapbox, and they are the last 2. Lead time 1:14.9. And it's Gangnam Style out by about a neck. Northview Better park second. Leaders back third past the Spates, and 1-1 Concord Dawn. 3 back the outside Luciano. 3 back the inside is Cabello Blanco. Then Groomsman, second last Stunning VC, and a length and a half to Soapbox, who whips them in. Opening quarter in 30.4, so they did speed up after a pretty comfortable lead time for Gangnam Style. And he gets out to the 1,000-metre peg and leads by a length over Northview Better. Leaders back as past the Spates, Concord Dawn with some running line cover now. Third pair back, Luciano and Cabello Blanco. Fourth pair, Groomsman and Stunning VC into length and a half to Soapbox near the half mile. Gangnam Style leads at a nose. Northview Better's running second, a length and a half away third as Concord Dawn. Past the Spates as a neck back fourth on the inside. A length and a half, Luciano from Cabello Blanco, Groomsman, Stunning VC and Soapbox. Heat 2 of the Macca Lodge train south of the Whitack Series. 31.5 the second quarter, 61.9 for the half, and the leader Gangnam Style. Looked at by Northview Better. Up 3 wide, Luciano, Concord Dawn held up. Past the Spates is in the trail, waiting for the Terror to Love at Pineley Farm passing lane. They were followed by Groomsman, Stunning VC between horses. Gangnam Style, Northview Better the middle. 3 wide, Luciano, Concord Dawn held up. So too has past the Spates. Leader's gone. Luciano hit the lead. Over Northview Better, getting through past the Spates and Soapbox from the back. Luciano leads the way over Soapbox, past the Spates and Groomsman. Leader Luciano, Soapbox a neck away, but Luciano will win it. Luciano won it ahead and beat Soapbox and past the Spates. Then came Groomsman. Next in Stunning VC from Concord Dawn, Northview Better. Geez, Gangnam Style stopped badly, beat one in, and that was Cabello Blanco. 5 Luciano, Ricky May, $7.60 and $2. Or beat Soapbox number 7 at $4.10. And past the Spates number 4 at $1.80. Last quarter 29.2, last mile 2.1.4, and back-to-back wins for this Better's Delight Lucy's Legacy 4-year-old. Brendan McClellan, Megan McClellan with the winner, and Ricky May. And has seen it out. Greg G. Gangnam Style stopped badly turning for home. He's finished some distance from them, and Luciano pounced at that point, and he's been up here for 2 weeks for 2 wins.
Yeah, memories of those colours with RT May and horses like It's Ella winning the Breeders and given a beautiful run on the outside. Back-to-back wins by Better's Delight. They just improved with racing, and you heard what Snow had to say before the race. It was better placed in this than an Addington C1, and it's won nicely, beating Soapbox, Murray Brown, Jim Curtin. It's got pretty close, held up past the Spates behind the tiring Gangnam Style. That's cost it the win for sure. Just looking down at the wheel, Colin DeFilippi around the bend with Groomsman. Maybe it costed a wee bit too. Here's the judge's call to confirm.
Second, 7 Soapbox, and third, 4 past the Spates.
$17,980.4 through, and we've got $58,000 in that fast track insurance terminating turbo pick 6. Luciano $762, $410 for the 7, $180 for the 4. Quinella $55, trifecta $469.10, 5748 first 4, $3,902 and 40 cents with $429 carried forward. That completed the first quaddie. 7, 8, 7 and 5, $131. Relatively straightforward by the looks until the last leg, with 3 favourites in until then. Numbers for this race, it's a nice field. 6, 5, 1 and 8 here. Dog number 4 is Zimmer Frame. Now, I haven't got it anywhere near the picks. It's the only Class 2 in this Class 2 and 3 race. However, it is being handled by Ross Udy, who is a co-trainer. And I probably should have mentioned him when he's facing us. He's walking away from us at the moment. But anyway, it's his birthday tomorrow. And he's handling a dog called Zimmer Frame, so we can't let the chance go by. And he will wheel around shortly. Zimmer Frame did win a race not so long ago, this dog. But he has struggled to touch in this grade. There he is. Ross gets his share of wins here too. Does Ross Udy. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Ross. Got to give that on track as well. Happy birthday to Ross Udy tomorrow. He's handling Zimmer Frame appropriately here. Number 4, Ross's birthday tomorrow. And he can thank his daughter, Lana Pierce, for that little shout out. Went 6 over the 5. This dog, the 5 is Corborn Clover. Now, last week I thought the Class 3 race was just about the best race on the card, or certainly the most interesting. And you can kind of argue that again. We once again haven't got a Class 5 race tonight over the 520 metres. You drop back after 3 misses. So we've got dogs like Corborn Clover, runner-up in the New Zealand Oaks, competitive at Class 5 level. Not so long ago was in the St Leger final after winning a heat, competing here in Class 3. Makes these grades interesting, but it's a struggle for the Class 5s who are sitting on their backside in the kennel tonight when they should really be getting a race. But however, she's in the mix. She was 3rd on Monday. She got checked. Her recovery was pretty good. She railed hard. Just on the 6th dog quickly, she was in that same race, ready-made size, and she didn't look happy at Manawatu. It was her first go there. I'm going to use that as an excuse. Go back to her run last week where she was fresh up. She was beaten in the nose by sheer miss in a 30-30 best of night. However, she's a nice-looking dog too, isn't she? The fawn and white. A red fawn too. There is speed on her outside. Auntie Trace, who can draw across, and Corborn Spree, who won that race on Monday at outside odds and is at big odds again. But however, ready-made size might find a way here. So I went for it over Corborn Clover. Thought the action might come from there. Thrilling Cassie we had a look at. She was the one in the red rug not so long ago. Great excitement for Darcy Potama and Kelly Gommins getting this greyhound through to a Group 1 final. Did lead that Group 1 final before finishing 5th. She hasn't had the best of luck since then. Hasn't been probably quite in supreme form either. Was 4th in that race last week behind Sheer Miss and ready-made size. She steps off the inside. Darcy and Kelly have had a winner tonight. As I say, tidy field. Another habit likes being drawn close to the rail. A Power Extreme, probably a bit underrated. Auntie Trace with early speed and Corborn Spree won on Monday. To the Traps race 7, double treble play 6 starting here. We're going to be Chronicle, mainly Class 3. Up we go. Thrilling Casio, Power Extreme, Corborn Clover, Auntie Trace. Second line, another habit, Zimmer Frame, ready-made size, Corborn Spree. Corborn Clover 270 the tote, right into 230 the book. Money comes for the 5. Second favourite's the 6. Third favourite's the 1. Blind and ready. Racing, Corborn Clover springs well and ready-made size was last away. Thrilling Cassie gets out fast too, and Auntie Trace and also around the outside. Corborn Spree getting up handy around that first bend, sneaking through the inside here was another habit, and also Zimmer Frame. As we head down the back straight here, into the leaders, Corborn Clover by about 3 lengths on Thrilling Cassie holding down second. Further back in the race then to another habit as I find my tongue. Ready-made sizes back behind that. Further back in the race as they come around the corner, we've got Zimmer Frame and Auntie Trace and Corborn Spree. Down they come. Corborn Clover and nicely money lands on Thrilling Cassie. Next to go by was another habit, followed through there by Ready-made size who missed the start badly. Zimmer Frame behind that. Further back in the race then Auntie Trace. Power Extreme and First Bend Trouble. And quite bad for Corborn Spree at the back. But up front, Matt Roberts was doing the job here with Corborn Clover in a pretty solid time too. Gave nothing else a chance really finding the top. And no times on the board, can tell you 5-1, 2 and 6. Let's watch this trouble at the first bend, 7-8. And down goes Corborn Spree. Picked herself up and managed to follow them around and was galloping okay past me, but a long way from them, hopefully. Things okay there. Corborn Clover by Razzle Dazzle George out of Corborn Sparky, Stu Dickinson owns and Matt Roberts trains and David Voice handles. Now, what have we got? 30 and 12. Just a touch outside her best, which would have been set in the summer. Run home 11.60. And 4 lengths, by 2 1/4 by a half, and some sectionals. Lead up 5:09, 18:52 to the second mark. That's where the damage was done. And the run home, 11:60 as mentioned. Corborn Clover's now 1:15 at start 47. Was unlucky Monday, delivers tonight. 5, 1, 2 and 6. And result coming through. We can wrap it for you. The 7th. Backed in heavily to 230 with the 220 at the end of the book. Corborn Clover on the tote paid 261.40. $1.80 for the 1, $3 for the 2, $4.50 Quinella, trifecta 70.90, first 4, 5126, $216.50. For race 8 tonight is the Adept Accountants Wanganui Class 4 Sprint. 9 and 10 come out, and we race there at 7:54. We're going to have a quick look at the market before we head away to Craig Dewell Thompson for the next. We're 5 minutes out from race 3 there at Alexandra Park. Angie Czar favourite, $2.60, steady all day, $2.40 the tote at the moment. And then $3.50 around Happy Wife, who downgrades, $7 and $7.50 for the 5, the 2 and the 4. 7:54 start time there, Craig, as we head for you. Race number 3 on the card. We've got number 1 on top.
Pretty smart trotter this, Mark. Temporarily ran 4th in the Jewels at its last start and is being aimed for a couple of races in Australia if it performs well tonight. Catch up with Tony Hurley very shortly. 160 after opening at around about $1.90, so hard to beat. Mena's the key with him, though. He's going from mobiles back to a stand and saying that he had a trial on Saturday. He won that trial by 5 lengths. We highlighted Under the Lights with Mark Cookson last night. And the horse that he beat, Natural, ran a pretty good race in race number 1 tonight. So Temporarily, the horse that all the money is on in race number 3 tonight. His trainer is Tony Hurley, and this is what he had to say. Tony, a nice 3-year-old trotter, Temporarily, goes round tonight in the 3rd. Nice workout on Saturday. How did he come through the run?
Yeah, no, he seems really good, Craig. As long as he does everything right tonight, he should be pretty hard to beat. But, and he seems pretty well.
4th in the Jewels, Tony. He goes back to a standing start tonight. He did have a trial on Saturday and he worked very well. I know there's been reports that maybe through the next couple of weeks, if everything goes well, he may hit up in Australia if things work out well. Yeah, we've got a couple of runs here and we could. It's certainly on the map, but we'll just see how he handles this. And I do think a trip away would probably do him no harm, whether he won or not over there, sort of thing. But we'll just see how he handles the next couple of weeks here. Pretty good horse when he's right, Temporarily, and taking on Donegal Bittergretsch and the Jewels contenders. He went a very good race because he started from the outside of the second row, ended up running 4th. Of course, in that race, Mark Cool, it was a top field. Tonight, goes back to the standing start and he draws barrier 1. That's not a great draw for a 3-year-old trot. You get a little bit claustrophobic down there, and there is 6 across the front, so it's not a small front line. In saying that, I still think if he even steps slowly with his speed, he is the horse to beat. And I think running through most people's pick 6s that are live after Luciano took out the first leg, I think it's around about 17,000 going into leg number 2. So 1 Temporarily, my top tip, and my best bet of the night to win race number 3. Danger's Young Stranger. Derek Ball trains this one. Good 3 starts ago and had a gallop in its last 2. I think the 2,700 metres of tonight's journey will suit him better than the 2,200 last start. And the wet track won't worry him either. Young Stranger, $9. Terrascova's been racing very well. Luck Chin's team really flying with the likes of Djokovic in this mare. She begins quickly. She'll make short work of that 10-metre handicap, Terrascova. You've got to have her in your top 3. And I found a spot for I Got Rhythm. Runner number 5 is the best roughie in this race. The best roughie took out the last in Vibuti. $16 for I Got Rhythm. Hard to catch, but the ability is there. If you want to stay loyal to this one, out of a very good race, Mare Allegro Agitado. This one by Majestic Sun. Kyle Marshall takes the drive. So one of those ones you put in your first 4s. I Got Rhythm, and on her day, she's a winning chance. 1 on top to beat 7, 9, and 5. Just back to that last race and a close finish. It was Vibuti at $14. Of course, owned by the Hamiltonian Limited. And, of course, 1 Tony Shaw. Congratulations to you, Tony. Vibuti. David Butcher in the last stride. A very close photo with On the Razzle. Would have given Joe Stevens 2 in consecutive races, which would have been quite amazing. Had a first win ever with the first tonight, the Scruff. And, of course, on the Razzle, another former Rogerson trained runner. Aaron, what does it come to you? A minute out from the third tonight. Temporali's been very, very good at the trials, very good in the duels. I suppose it's the standing start that would be the major concern.
Yeah, it would be, but he has won off a stand in the past, so yeah, I'd have him on top clearly. Of course, his last run over 2,700 metres here at Alexandra Park was in the Northern Trotting Derby. That was prior to a nice win down at Cambridge on the 20th of May, and then his fourth at the Jewels, and that was from the outside of the second row. So he's a horse that's certainly going places, the son of Monarchy. He's clearly on top and one of my bets of the night as well. Tourbillon, he's been racing well. No reason why he can't fill Quinella Trifecta first four spot again here for Richard Brosnan. The 8, Moment of Truth, Peter Ferguson, Lisa Milner, the old boy, the 13-year-old son of Sundon. He's always a chance when it comes to these sorts of races. And 9, Terraskova, in the hands of Luck Chin. She was a good third here last Friday night. That was in behind Lucky Fortune. So, yeah, 1, Temporale looks the anchor 2 in the turbo terminating pick 6 tonight, Craig. 1, 4, 8, 9. Yes, a very, very tight photo. I got it wrong. I thought On the Razzle had just got it there, Craig. That'll teach me for taking holidays. I was a pixel out.
Aaron, when I was looking in front of my camera, I would have sworn that On the Razzle it held on, but just that angle, it tends to favour the outside horse. But yeah, I concur with you. Visually, it did look like the inside it held on. 150 now for Temporale, 155 on the book. Race number 3 here tonight at Alexandra Park, the Mangere Cosmopolitan Club Handicap Trot. If you just joined us, the first was taken out by the Scruff at big money. Double figure dividend for race number 2 tonight. Vibhuti just in front of On the Razzle and Liberty Sticks. The third is the trot, Temporale. The son of Monarchy is your hot favourite. The red light goes on here at Alexandra Park. We're just on start time. Let's head up to Aaron White for his call on the third.
Yeah, thank you, Craig. $1.50 into Temporale, the son of Monarchy. He's had just the 8 runs. He's won 2 of them. He's been placed second a couple of times and also third a couple of times. He's a real progressive for 3-year-old, and he looks like he'll furnish into a lovely 4-year-old too, Temporale. So we're set and ready. Third, the Mangere Cosmopolitan Club Handicap Trot and the Barrier Strands release. As they did, I Got Rhythm. As came away a wee bit awkwardly. She'll settle back with the tail enders as Temporale safely on the journey. Gin's made a good beginning. Hot Chocolate Tart will settle down third. Then Terraskova's moved to fourth as they're about to turn on to the showgrounds turn. And Gin's galloped. Oh, the race favourite. Temporale's galloped out in sympathy here. So the $1.50 favourite. Let's watch the Iceman try and get him back down and trotting. He's come down trotting pretty quickly. Hot Chocolate Tart will lead though from on the outside Terraskova. Tourbillon, Richard Brosnan in for the early trail. Terraskova though still pressing for the lead. Temporale, well, the heart's back where it should be for short odds on punters. He's in fourth. They're followed then by Moment of Truth, and the next is I Got Rhythm. They're followed then further back in the field Young Stranger, and Gin after her early gallop is back last but progressing through on the marker line. So they work down to the judge 2 to go. Terraskova, here's Temporale having another shot for the lead. The 3-year-old son of Monarchy around the stables corner. They're followed by Hot Chocolate Tart and Tourbillon. Moment of Truth away from the marker line. Gin's racing on the inside of I Got Rhythm, who's currently 1-1 as Temporale finds the top 1,800 metres out, and a Young Stranger the last. So Temporale into the back. A length and a quarter Terraskova. Hot Chocolate Tart and Tourbillon. 3 lengths away to Moment of Truth left Park. Back on the inside to a Gin. They're followed I Got Rhythm, and back last is Young Stranger, a good 10 lengths off Temporale. They cut out the lead time in 1:29. So Temporale to turn off the back. Leads by 2, Terraskova. Luck Chins get that lovely drag along in the trail, and 3 back is Hot Chocolate Tart as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. Then Tourbillon up on the outside. Young Stranger starts a 3-wide claim around Moment of Truth. I Got Rhythm, and Gin is back last on the inside. So they work into the lane. A lap and a quarter left to go, and race favourite Temporale leads a length and a quarter Terraskova. Young Stranger's moved to the chair, 32 3 the opening quarter. Moment of Truth now 1-1. Back over on the inside, Hot Chocolate Tart is 3 back on the markers. They're followed I Got Rhythm in the running line around Tourbillon and Gin the last. A circuit to go. Temporale onto the stables corner. Leads by 3/4 Young Stranger. Terrace Cover, the lovely drop in the trail, and 1-1 to A Moment of Truth and Peter Ferguson. Hot Chocolate Tart, Nicky Chilcott. 3 back on the inside. Then I Got Rhythm. Tourbillon, Richard Brosnan second last. And Gin the last second quarter, 30.9. Temporale into the back. Leads by a length to its wheel as Young Stranger. Terrace Cove has had the drop on the leader and race favourite. 1-1 then to Moment of Truth. Back on the inside, Hot Chocolate Tart. I Got Rhythm on the outside of Tourbillon. And Gin back last, 7 lengths off the lead, 500 to go. Temporale trotting strongly as he works onto the showgrounds turn. Leads by a length and 3/4. Terrace Cove, Young Stranger's under pressure. Here's Moment of Truth getting into it with I Got Rhythm. Hot Chocolate Tart about to clear a pocket. Then Tourbillon and Gin. 29 and 5 the back straight quarter. Temporale with Terrace Cove coming off its back. Hot Chocolate Tart saloons up on the inside looking for the passing lane, and then Moment of Truth. Temporale though swings, balances up a length. Hot Chocolate Tart, then Terrace Cove, Moment of Truth. Temporale though gave us a few heart palpitations in the early part of the run to Tony Hurley, just keeping him up to the mark, and that's been a pretty good win by Temporale. 3/4 over Hot Chocolate Tart. Moment of Truth for third. They were followed then by Terrace Cove. I Got Rhythms back in the field. They were followed by Gin. And what's happened on the corner here, Young Stranger and also Tourbillon have lock stays up there at the corner. Looks like the tyre may have come off the rim there on Young Stranger, which could have caused some of that. But Temporale gave us a few heart flutters at the first corner, didn't he? When Gin galloped on his outside, he decided he'd gallop in sympathy, but he's done it pretty well in the end. Tony Hurley had Hot Chocolate Tart well covered. Moment of Truth, the teenager, he's got home for a third in front of Terrace Cove in the Mangere Cosmopolitan Club Handicap Trots.
Official placings, race 5, the Mangere Cosmopolitan Club Handicap Trot. 128,956. 128,956. Horse 1, Temporale, trotted the 2,700 metres in 3:31.68. Mile rate of 26.1. Last 859.3 and the 429.7. The margins, 3/4 of a length, 3 3/4 lengths. A long neck. 128,956. Race 3, Mangere Cosmopolitan Club Handicap Trot.
Temporale back at the head of the field. Dean Biddlecombe, D.I. Donaldson, Suzanne Hurley, Kevin Risley, the owners. Bred by the Hurlstons, GW and Mrs. BM. A Monarchy 3-year-old bay gelding out of Who's in the Nest. And Tony Hurley, the trainer-driver out of Papakura. The Mitavite Black Bike back at the head of the field. Tony, the Mitavite and Woodland Stud sponsored Rainsman. Mike Cassidy down there for the Mangere Cosmopolitan Club. Race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, Roger Barnes, in attendance. 2 Hot Chocolate Tart, Continental Man, French Connection, Brown 5-year-old mare, G.D. Beckett, Mrs. D.R. Beckett, Mrs. L.A. Chilcott, the owners, trained by driver Nicky Chilcott out of Cambridge, and 8 Moment of Truth for third, Sundon Bay, 13-year-old gelding out of Now's the Moment, Miss L.S. Milner, the owner, Lisa Milner, trained at Cumu, and Peter Ferguson. Temporale, number 1 at $1.60 and $1.10, $1.60, $1.10. 2 Hot Chocolate Tart, $2.40, $2.40. 8 Moment of Truth at $2 even, 2 even. The Quinella, $6 even, 6 even. The trifecta returns $33.60, $33.60. And the first 4, $108.20, $108.20. 12 and 1 in the early double returns $14.40, $14.40, 12 and 2 concession, $42.20, $42.20. And the 7-12-1 opening treble, the Scruff Booty Temporale, at $688.50, $688.50. Third leg of the turbo terminating pick 6, not too far away, coming in from Addington.
Race free-legged, hit the line well last week at 6.20 and 2.20 tonight, 5.50 if you want to lock that price in now. Darren Key, Stanley Jones combine. I thought it might be hard to beat off the front going to California, so 3 on top to beat number 2 Major Overdrive. Beat Floretta at the Rangiora Trials on the 29th of June and followed that with a second behind Danny Del Vito. You still there, Gregory?
Yes, mate.
Stevie Golding's farewell tour, I thought he was finishing up about 3 weeks ago. It's longer than a John Farnham farewell.
Yeah, I think it's been exaggerated somewhat. He's still retaining a licence. He's having a bit of a look at real estate. He works mornings for the Andrew Stewart team and the Social Giant. He won't mind me saying this. Since Stevie's got involved, the team's flying. No, they were going pretty well before that as well. Trialled really nicely, this one. But yeah, he's not getting out of the game altogether, just obviously finishing up as a junior this season and looking at other opportunities, I think is the best way to describe it. But he loves the racing game, the harness racing game, and I'm sure he'll remain involved in it. And yeah, it's going to be a long tour.
Wasn't John Farnham the same, and he's still singing as well?
Yeah, he's still singing. And he can sing, that boy, as we well know.
He can a bit. Now, there was an issue with the 10-metre tape. It was possibly our very own Peter Mitchell getting involved in there that caused it to go off.
Really?
Anyway, they'll get this 10-metre tape sorted. Pete will get off the track here in a minute. And they'll come up. It's a 360 Shards Halo, $6 about the 5 Vera's Delight, $6.30 for going to California. Lamb's gone over the first fence. First of the kennels, double through the second, round the turn, up the ladder. And the juniors will be called in. Leah Mack, Highland Rain, Bird of Paradise. Jules drawn the inside, hit the line really well 2 starts ago. Jules behind Superfecta. Then not sided behind Ashes to Wings last time. But if the horse steps, could have the perfect barrier to get the run in transit off the inside. Now, it's been plagued by some bad barriers, Jules. 4, 13, 8 just in recent times. And having her 7th go off the start tonight, Nicole Harris and Nigel McGrath combine. Major Overdrive turns in. As the Stevie Golding farewell tour continues. We've got going to California, Bird of Paradise about to line up. Sandler Sue will follow out Jules. In turns, Bird of Paradise. Shards Halo ready. Leah Mack right. Racing. Going to California, ping straight to the lead. Major Overdrive galloped and is still in a break too. Shards Halo away safely enough. Galloping now going to California, and it's going to be passed by Vera's Delight, who lands on the speed. Out by about 3 lengths. Second, Jules and Shards Halo rushing forward quickly and gets over in front of Sandler Sue. Then Highland Rain and Bird of Paradise, about 5 to Leah Mack. 8 or 9 lengths away, Major Overdrive, and going to California. There'll be no airfares there because it's out of play. Up the side they run, a lap and 3/4 to go. Shards Halo takes over now from Vera's Delight, and Jules is running third. 4 Sandler Sue, 5th Highland Rain, and a length and a half Bird of Paradise. 3 lengths to Leah Mack and about 10 lengths to Major Overdrive. And Tarnoff is going to California. 2,000 metres left to go. And Shard's Halo and Brad Williamson leads a length and a half. Vera's Delight trails second, and third Jules 4 Sandler Sue. Speed is slow. Highland Rain 5th. A length and a half Bird of Paradise from Leah Mack. Major Overdrive 6 lengths away. And going to California is another 15 lengths behind that pacer. 17.50 to go. And Shard's Halo in the van by a length and a half over Vera's Delight second, and running third Jules. 2 lengths away, 4th Sandler Sue, a length and a half Highland Rain, 5th Bird of Paradise. There is no change. And then came Leah Mack, and 2 lengths to Major Overdrive, and only 5 lengths to going to California. They have 1,500 metres left to go, and Shard's Halo, the race favourite, found a pretty easy lead after the 10-metre handicap at the start, and she wheels in at the top of the lane, being rated well. The lead time goes up in 1:23.9. That's way more than comfortable for the leader. And Shard's Halo by a length and a half. Vera's Delight second, and Jules third. Sandler Sue comes away from the inside. She'll park up fourth in front of Highland Rain. 3 back the outside, Bird of Paradise from Leah Mack, Major Overdrive, and a length and a half going to California. Opening quarter, 31.8 at Shard's Halo, leading by a length and a half. Second the trail is Vera's Delight. She's had the second best run in the race. That's after the run the leaders had. Sandler Sue's the neck away third. Jules 3 back the inside of Highland Rain. Major Overdrive 4 back the inner of Bird of Paradise from Leah Mack. And next to the inside going to California. Near the 800 metre mark goes Shard's Halo. There's not much of her, but she can run. She leads a length and a quarter. Second outside the speed, Sandler Sue. Vera's Delight will wait use of the Terra Televet Pineleaf Farm passing lane when that opportunity presents. 1 length to Highland Rain. That's not a bad spot for her either. She does have a turn of foot, which is good if you can save her for 1 run. Jules 50 inside from Bird of Paradise, Major Overdrive. Then Leah Macken going to California. 31.7 the second quarter. 63.5 to half, 4.50 to go. Shard's Halo half a length. Second, Sandler Sue. Vera's Delight waits to come through. Highland Rain yet to hook out. Bird of Paradise goes now, so Highland Rain's out. And then Jules and Major Overdrive. Third quarter, 30.6 into the straight. Shard's Halo has it a length and a half. Sandler Sue. Vera's Delight gets back to the inside, and Jules look to follow her through. Shard's Halo, Vera's Delight almost level. It's still Shard's Halo. Vera's Delight is a big danger. Vera's Delight hit the lead, and the Snows arrived at Addington in big fashion. Vera's Delight gives Snow McClellan a race-to-race double and beat Shard's Halo, Sandler Sue. Jules fourth, then Highland Rain. Bird of Paradise, Leah Mack, Major Overdrive, and last in is going to California. Number 5, Vera's Delight. 6.10 and 1.90. 9 Shard's Halo, 1.47 Sandler Sue, $2.20. That race decided at the start when she was able to zip over, lead, trail. Shard's Halo rated perfectly in front, but Vera's Delight getting through on the inside. Craig Ferguson and Snow McClellan combine to beat Shard's Halo, rated beautifully by Brad Williamson. And Sandler Sue sticking on gamely after sitting park, which is not really her go, but she's gone under by about a length and a quarter, with Jules right on their hammers running in 4th spot. A Better's Delight, Vera's Adam, 6-year-old Craig Ferguson and Snow McClellan. Megan McClellan part owns. Be the richest lady in all of Addington after the last couple of races. Malcolm McKelvey's got a share, and Bruce Sterling has as well. And the Snowman, when he comes north during this time of the year, Greg, those blue and red colours need to be respected. 27.6 up the lane, 21.7 for the last mile. He's marked then, back to Greg.
It's 5, Vera's Delight. Second, 9, Shard's Halo. And third, 7, Sandler Sue. Fourth has gone to 1, Jules. From 10, Highland Rain. And 6, Bird of Paradise. 5, 9, 7, 1, 10, 6. The margin's half a length. Half a length. A neck, 1 length. Winner's time is 3:25.6. A mile rate of 2:07.2. The last 857.8. Last 427.4.
So pretty quick closing sectionals there. Craig Ferguson win 32 for the season. He recently got over 100 wins as well, so the milestones keep coming for those in the south. Vera's Delight win 4 at start 93. Rozzo, we're going to head to you. Next to go here, fifth leg of the Terminator, 8:14 for us.
Thanks, Greg. 3 minutes out here from our 8th. It's the Adept Accountants Wanganui Class 4 Sprint favourite off the inside, Angie Zar, and taking money. Do have her on top. She can be a little troublesome, but she won on Monday, and she can easily make it 2 for the week. Vera's Delight, the 5 there at Addington. 6.10, 190, $1.40 the 9, 2.20 the 7, Quinella 9.40. Trifecta 131.90, 5.971 first 4, $1,482.20. And a double coming with a pair of 5s there at Addington, 16.10, 5.9 concession, 10.40. Treble, 7.5 and 5, $130.50. So Angie Zar, for Angie Turnwald, getting the win on Monday. Off box 2, and a very good record from the inside. Fast Track Insurance, $58,262 chasing in the terminating turbo pick 6, 5, 1 and 5, 1,236.02 live units. Last week paid out any 5s, not looking that way unless there's something serious to happen in the second half of tonight's pick 6. All over soon. Second favourite's the 6, Happy Wife. Now, she downgrades on some okay form. She had box 6 last week in Class 5 company. She ran a pretty useful 4th. Don't mind her out there either, really. So she's certainly a chance. She is easing in the market. She's out to $4 now with the book. Clearly a chance. Pink Shellac shot to the 5, who's gone back-to-back placings last month for Gary Fredrickson. 4-dog Homebush Ramona is jumping really well. She'll want to clear second time, and she should. She's got better opening sectionals than second time just about every time. Second time can ease out a bit, find some open space, and can storm home, but I prefer him starting wider. Homebush Ramona can put herself in the hunt again, whether she can hold them all out, or whether she can beat them all to the first bend if Angie Zar jumps well. And Asteria, for that matter, is another thing. Asteria's won 3 of her last 4, sister to Hugh Jean, who won the Class 2 final earlier today. Another win for Asteria last week, and starting to get up in the grades again there in Class 4. Increasing off the 7 downgrades, also off some okay form. We haven't seen the dog for a month. And Bohannon's a good story, the 8. I mean, he was a good story anyway because he's the dog who had 2 starts, didn't race for a year, came back, ran 3rd fresh up, and then went on a bit of a winning streak. Now the dog's had 13 starts, 6 wins and 4 placings. I was talking to Arnie Clark recently, the trainer. I asked him where Bohannon was, and he's a dog obviously that's had injuries and he's been a bit sore, so he decided to put him in the GAP program. Greyhounds as pets do a tremendous job, and some greyhounds can't be rehoused as pets. I've had experience with this myself with dogs that have been rehoused, and many of them are fine, some of them aren't, and so they're not suitable for that. And I think the dog only lasted 2 or 3 days in the GAP program, and Arnie had to go and pick him up. So he's nursed him back, and we'll see how he goes. Hope it goes well for Bohannon for Arnie. For the boxes, race 8, Adept Accountants Wanganui Class 4 Sprint. Favourite Angie Zar off the inside down quickly. Second time, Pink Shellac increasing. Then Asteria, Homebush Ramona, Happy Wife and Bohannon. Ready to go. Hot favourite the 1, that is Angie Zar. Second. Set. Racing. Angie Zar beaten out here. Asteria goes straight to the lead from Homebush Ramona. Happy Wife, Angie Zar pushing through, followed by Pink Shellac round the outside here, increasing. Bohannon's well back, and also second time. Asteria in front here. Over on the outside, chasing hard, increasing. Closer in, Homebush Ramona, Pink Shellac. Asteria in nicely here from increasing. Followed across there by Homebush Ramona, Pink Shellac, then Angie Zar. Further back in the race to Happy Wife. Second time, and Bohannon. Gary Ross and Sarah Voice just keep winning races. They got 3 last Friday, I should say. They have a double again tonight. They got a win with Nitro Mary recently. 2, 7, 4 and 5. Times to follow. They have discovered the problem with that board, which needs to be fixed, and so they're working a few things manually tonight. They're accurate, just takes a wee bit more time. So Asteria just barreling to the lead. I don't know what we do with Angie Zah. She's just becoming unreliable. At the start there, Homebush Ramona crossed her at the first bend and any chance of a recovery was gone. Happy Wife copped a bit of trouble too as Pink Shellac went under it and increasing wheeled around the outside. David Voice back at the head of the field with Asteria. He is the husband of Sarah Voice, who co-trains this dog with her father Gary Ross. Here at Wanganui, win 9, start 24, 6.94 for the lead up. The run 17 and 59 here, which is comfortably faster than the Class 5s tonight. They were relatively rough races, but it does show us that Asteria can certainly measure up in the form she's in. She's won 4 of the last 5, and she has assisted Hugh Jean, who won earlier, by Magic Sprite out of Delusionist. $8.50 and $1.97, increasing $3.34. Homebush Ramona $1.80. Quinella $63.90. Trifecta $665.10. 2745 first 4, a beauty. 4,139.70. Got doubles coming through as well. Double in concession here. 5 and 2 the numbers, $23.80. Corborn Clover Leg 1, 5 and 7 concession at $23.80. Now our race 9 tonight is the Meteor OPD Wanganui Class 4 Sprint again. First leg of the quaddie, it was only partially struck the early quaddie, so we've got $1,088 carried forward, and already that quaddie pool looking relatively tasty at, where is it, about 2,300. Now there was only 1,500 in the first pool, so that's going to go quite big with that carry forward. Boston Lightning Box 1 Specialist 380, Effective Power also at 380. They are joint favourites. Close up is Scooters Rose, who comes back off a toe injury and jumps up another class. Gary Ross and Sarah Voice, the form kennel. They won with Ginger Cole last week, as well as the other two that have won tonight. Ginger Cole could make it a memorable hat-trick at hat-trick, and it would be a double hat-trick after last week, if you get my thought pattern. 8:24 is the start time for that first leg of the quaddie. Very shortly off to Alexandra Park and Craig the Whale Thompson.
This July, be in for your share of $1 million that must be won on terminating pick sixes at New Zealand Greyhound Harness and Thoroughbred meetings, including 100 grand Thoroughbred terminating pick sixes every Saturday in July. TAB, are you in?
Roughie today, 16-1. Now that's what I call a roughie.
Mercy Cherie on the inside. Colby Royal coming back. Photo.
I know it's rough. It's by Tavistock though. Is Stock Take. Left-handed, rain-affected track. Last race, 3 kilo claim.
Stock Take. Stock Take wins the last.
And keep an eye on this one, Club's Choice. It just loves to lead. It's 61s and 10s. Oh.
Club's Choice exploded out of the barrier and leads all of the way. Club's Choice by 2.5.
Welcome back to Alexandra Park. It's 8 o'clock, trackside 1. Hope you're enjoying your Friday evening. If you've just joined us, we're up to leg 4 of the Turbo Pick 6. Luciano took out the first leg, Temporale the second leg, and Brennan McClellan again took out the third leg with Vera Mack. I think we're down to around about 1,200 going into the fourth leg, and it's a maiden race, a very open race, with a $4 favourite here and Could Be Good, 380 on the book. Lincoln Superstar, 280 the fixed odds, 450 the tote. And your third favourite here is Jessica Bromack at $6. One horse that has got a bit of specking on it is Ultimate Angel, her driver, Tony Hurley. Tony got a debut runner going around in the fourth, little 2-year-old filly Ultimate Angel. A nice trial on the weekend, but not a good draw.
No, a bit awkward for her, but she's still learning learning a fair bit. She's got a little bit of get up and go about her, so I don't mind her. Hopefully she just keeps improving, but if she got the right run, she'd be thereabouts tonight, I feel, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Very green, babyish looking filly by Better's Delight. What you'll know is she'll get better with racing. Her workout last weekend or a fortnight ago was very good. As you see, she's not very big and she's got a bit of growing to do. Quite a speedy type. One to watch out of tonight anyway, but she is backed at $7. Runner number 11, Ultimate Angel. Just needs a little bit of luck and a bit of a passage through from that second row. And she's certainly a chance in what is a very even betting market. I put in number 8, Louis Alberto on top. $9 the tote, $6 the book, so shop the tote if you're backing number 8. Give you a couple of reasons why. The first up runner at Alexandra Park, it drew awkwardly and is a really nice 1,700 metre field. I think the Telfer Garlic team had about 5 in it. This one got back in the field, really ran a nice quarter and hit the line quite nicely. Out of weight for no one, got a bit of breeding by Better's Delight. Then went to a Breeders' Crown on Sunday at Cambridge, just a 2 in it. You look at it and said, well, hey, ran 2 of 2. They ran a 27 quarter, and I like the way this bloke got to the line. I think he's a horse that just has improved with the trialling and racing in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Hey, he's going to need luck. That's why you're getting $9 on the tote, and he's drawn awkwardly. But he's not the worst horse going round. Louis Alberto, $10 if you want a roughie in race number 4 tonight. Zach Butcher, he drives the second favourite, Could Be Good. Zach Could Be Good, win a good race last week, comes up with a draw of number 2, and looks like she's a nice type.
Yeah, she's a nice enough maiden, and probably a few runs under the belt last time, just may have come to the end of it, and I think she'll be freshened up nicely for this week, and pretty confident going in the race. She's got a little bit of gate speed, so should end up in a handy enough position.
Yeah, she ran into Amar at Alexandra Park last start, ran third to her after a very unlucky debut run behind Atomic Betty, gets a nice draw. Stephen Reid, Simon McMullen, I think Simon's on holiday at the moment, Stephen Reid back from holiday, so they're freshened up, and this filly looks very well on track tonight. Filly by Well Said. Could Be Good. Big chance, nice draw, bit of gate speed, should get across Dory D, then has options, possibly, to hand to that horse on screen, Jessica Bromack. She's been good without being sensational. 10 starts, still a maiden. But we saw Urban Tiger break through after looking like he'd win one, and he finally did that last week. Jessica Bromack's been knocking on the door, and she's got a little bit of gate speed, so I expect David Butcher probably to go forward early on. Runner number 5, Jessica Bromack. If you like her, she's at $5.40. The horse that was early favourite was 7, Lincoln Superstar. Now, she's coming off a 4th in the Jewels, and immediately you'll think, well, hey, that's too good for a maiden field. The only thing I would say is her workout a fortnight ago was, to be fair, just average. Got beaten by Shield Maiden at the workouts, and Shield Maiden had her debut run last week. I think she may have needed that run. I expect her to be better for tonight, but the $2.40 that was on open for her I thought was too short. She is backable now at $4.50 if you want to back runner number 7, and she's got out to $3 on the book. That is Jessica Lincoln Superstar. As I say, good run behind Party On in the Jewels to run 4th. 8 on top for me to beat 2, 5 and 7. Aaron's with 7, 2, 5 and 3. Aaron, as I come to you, the Lincoln Farms team, they're going well. They had another winner on the weekend with Zach Maguire taking out the C1 race at Cambridge, and they have the second favourite here.
Yeah, I'm with Lincoln Superstar. Good 4th on Jules Day and behind Party On. That form back into a maiden for mine. Has to be on top for that. Andre Potama, Ray Green. On saying that, Could Be Good. Both runs are being good by the Well Said filly, Zach Butcher to drive. 5, Jessica Bromack. She's been doing a good job. Deserves a maiden victory. David Butcher will be in the sulky. And check in number 3. Not the worst here. 15 and 440. I remember the night that was here with the 2-year-old race with check-in. I know that I think we had Steve Telfer talking that night, and they were quite bullish on the horse. It was just the draw, so gets a better draw tonight. So well worth putting that into a combination bets. Check-in number 3, 7, 2, 5 and 3.
You concur on that, Aaron. It was my next one in, check-in. That was in that same race that Louis Alberto debuted in, and it was a hot field. Yeah, the Telfer Garlic team, they had, I think, 4 or 5 in that race, and check-in. I talked to Scott Phelan on the day and said, yeah, he's a nice type. He'll do a nice job, just needs a bit of time, and he was running on in that race. So $15, completely agree. If you're taking a first 4, he'd be one that you'd want to consider. Other chances in the race, Savannah. Liked her a couple of starts ago when she paid about $11 a place. Wayne Fawcett, they've always got a handy horse around the stable. This one by Jeremy's Jet ran third to Atomic Betting, was wrapped.
So the contestants score up in behind the yellow bar arm for the fourth on the card. Dory D comes on the inside of Could Be Good. Check in, Jessica Bromack, Savannah. The Omar Group Limited Mobile Pace, the fourth on the card to open a double treble place 6. The fourth leg of the Turbo terminating $50,000 pick 6. 515 at 1236.02 as they work into the lane. 2 1/4 laps the journey. 2,200 metres, and Omar Group Limited are underway, and out of barrier 2, Could Be Good comes off the arm strongly to be the early leader. Jessica Bromack, Dory D. Lincoln Superstar looks to come forward as they work past us. They're followed by Check-In, Machine Guns and Gems further back in the field into Ultimate Angel. Nanochka's back with Savannah, and Louis Alberto taken back to the rear from its wide draw. I've scooted around the stables corner, and Could Be Good leads Jessica Bromack, Dory D trailing now. Lincoln Superstars found a beautiful 1-1 as they turn up into the back. Then Machine Guns and Gems 3 back on the inside. Check-In is the next. Nanochka against the marker line. They're followed then by Ultimate Angel in the running line, and 2 behind her. They are Louis Alberto, and Savannah's the last. 1,600 metres out from the judge in the Omar Group Limited Mobile Pace. And Jessica Bromack about to roll on to the lead. A gentle 45.9 lead time. So Jessica Bromack sweeps across the showgrounds, turned by a couple. From in the trail Could Be Good. That leaves Lincoln Superstar out, parked in third. Dory D fourth, and 3 back on the inside. Check-In 1-1 for Scotty Phelan. Oh, now we've got the fire alarm going off here at Alexandra Park, so this is going to be interesting. Machine Guns and Gems back on the inside. Ultimate Angel, Nanochka further back in the field there now. Was going to be Louis Alberto, and Savannah is the last. 31-1 was the opening quarter. So here's some interest. The commentator probably needs to get out of the commentary box, but we've got 1,000 metres left to go, so we'll stick with the race for now. Jessica Bromack leads from Could Be Good. Up over on the outside is Lincoln Superstar, then Dory D. In the 1-1 is Check-In. Back over on the inside, Machine Guns and Gems, then Ultimate Angel. Further back is Louis Alberto. Further away then Nanochka and Savannah. 31-6 was the second quarter. The Omar Group Limited Mobile Pace through the back they go, and in front Jessica Bromack. Up on the outside is Lincoln Superstar. Could Be Good will wait for the passing lane. They're followed then by Check-In 1-1. Dory D's all dressed up with nowhere to go. They're followed then by Ultimate Angel on the outside of Machine Guns and Gems. Nanochka, Louis Alberto and Savannah. 400 to run. Back straight quarter 29.2 as they come to the corner, and in front is Jessica Bromack. Lincoln Superstar right there on the outside, then Could Be Good for the passing lane. Check-In, homeward bound Jessica Bromack. Lincoln Superstar, Could Be Good, Dory D on the passing lane. Check-In and Louis Alberto. Ultimate Angels gallop. Jessica Bromack though in the chief. David Butcher, he'll get a second on the card. So Jessica Bromack's in. Second over is Check-In. Third across is Lincoln Superstar. They were followed by Louis Alberto. Further back Machine Guns and Gems. They were followed then by Could Be Good. Ultimate Angel galloped in the home straight. Savannah. Dory D was back in the field, and Nanochka. They've run 2:47.1. The commentator's about to run 30 seconds downstairs as we get out of here with the fire alarm.
Official placings, race 4, the Omar Group Limited Mobile Pace, 537.896, 537.896. Horse 5, Jessica Bromack, paced the 2200 metres in 247.07, mile rate of 22.8. Last 858.3 and the 429.1. Margins, 3 lengths, a half length, a nose. 537.896, race 4, Omar Group Limited Mobile Pace.
Support around runners 1 and 3. I actually settled on Better Buy It. I think he can win this race. There's the result of the 4th, Alexandra Park. 537 and 8, $652, $320 and $150, $32.30 the Quinella, $295.50 a trifecta, 537.8 first 4. It's paid $1,094.40. We'll get the pick 6 update for you. Stars align the second leg, maybe Whitaker as well. The third leg, quite keen on Cuddly Jess. Madam Spur, the obvious threat. 148.91 going into this leg. In the last race, I'm keen on Millie's Creek. Articulate a definite threat in that as well. Up to you, Mark Mack. Your thoughts around race number 7?
Good field, this one, Greg. This could be the race of the night. It certainly is on paper. There's a fine bunch of up-and-comers going around in this. The favourite drawn the inside. Let's spend a night together. Ranfurly rules in 2. Nathan Williamson, the white and black cap. Ricky May, gold cap on. Better Buy It. Smarter VC with the perfect draw on the back of the favourite here too. But there is plenty of early speed. Hyper Velocity, Dreamy Damien can hike out too. Racing. Dreamy Damien away fast. Speed coming too from Better Buy It from Let's Spend a Night Together. 4th on the outer early is Ranfurly rules from Smarter VC. Hyper Velocity taken off the gate around Croft Bay. Then Nui Tok Tien back running second last. Is Happy Lou finding the pegs and Shillelagh drifts back to the tail. The leader is Better Buy It, margin 2 lengths Dreamy Damien. 3 away third is Let's Spend a Night Together from Smarter VC and ahead to Ranfurly rules. Followed one off the pegs by Croft Bay. Happy Lou's against the pylons from Hyper Velocity. Nui Tok Tien and Shillelagh. Lead time 23 and 6, pretty fast. And it's Better Buy It by a length and a half. Dreamy Damien second. 4 lengths away third as Let's Spend a Night Together. 2 lengths away is Smarter VC. Ranfurly rules leads up the outside row. Happy Lou's against the pegs. Croft Bay's a length and a half away from Hyper Velocity. Nui Tok Tien. Shillelagh is last and must be a good 20 lengths off the speed. It's Better Buy It going the first quarter in 29 seconds. Leads a length and a half Dreamy Damien. 3 lengths away third. Let's spend a night together. 2 lengths Smarter VC. Happy Lou's inside of Ranfurly Rules. 2 lengths to Croft Bay. Nui Tien went to the inside from Hypervelocity and 2 lengths Shillelagh to the back. These two have been out all by themselves as the peloton tries to get to the breakaway. The leader is still Better Bite by a length and a half, Dreamy Damien. Let's spend a night together. Now 2.5 lengths away third. 2 to Smarter VC. Ranfurly Rules another length and a half away. On the inside, Happy Lou from Croft Bay. Then Nui Tien, Hypervelocity and Shillelagh starting runs. The second quarter, 30.5, 59.5 for the half. And the leader is still Better Bite by a length and a half over Let's Spend a Night Together. Dreamy Damien now in the trail. 3 wide Hypervelocity from Smarter VC continuing to follow the favourite. Shillelagh's had a card up 3 wide from Happy Lou. Third quarter, 30.8 they turn in. Let's Spend a Night Together, Render Better Buy It. Smarter VC's into the clear. Dreamy Damien on the Terror to Love lane from Hypervelocity and Shillelagh. Let's Spend a Night Together leads. Smarter VC, Happy Lou's appeared from nowhere too. Let's Spend a Night Together. Happy Lou though. Happy Lou grabbed Let's Spend a Night Together and Happy Lou's won it. But Let's Spend a Night Together and Smarter VC. Then Hypervelocity, Shillelagh, Nui Tien, Dreamy Damien. They all weren't too far from the winner. Better Buy It, Ranfurly Rules and Croft Bay. It's that man again. Snow McClellan. There was no snow in the forecast. Number 9, 42.50 and $8.30. Let's Spend a Night Together, 150. Smarter VC, number 10, at $1.70. Shillelagh's going to run fourth. A grin from ear to ear, 5-year-old. Last quarter, 28.6, 158.9 the last mile. And Malcolm Hunter from Glenham is the winning trainer. How does the Christmas carol go, Greg? Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It's just, we need to be playing it tonight.
Yeah, inspired, isn't it? Wonderful effort here by Malcolm Hunter with this grin from ear to ear 5-year-old. 4 from 17. Like so many of the stock of that sire, they generally take a bit of time. Well, patience has been well and truly rewarded here. Hot Speed set up in front by Better Buy It. Not sure if he just got on the nickel and decided that he was going to run as hard as he possibly could. He took himself out of play by doing that, and getting a beautiful run in behind them was Happy Lou. Upsets them in the 5th leg of the pick 6. Let's Spend the Night Together, Brave in second. There was a $10,000 place bet final field as well. Here's the judges' call.
Second 1, Let's Spend a Night Together. And third 10, Smarter VC. Fourth has gone to 8, Shillelagh. From 5, Hypervelocity. And 7, Nui Tien. 9, 1, 10, 8, 5, 7. The margin's half a length. Ahead, 3/4 of a length, a neck. The winner's time was 2:22.4, a mile rate of 1:57.5. The last 859 seconds, last 428.4.
It's been a snow-a-thon. He's driven 2 of them and trained, of course. Oh, he's actually driven one of them, isn't he? He's trained both Luciano and, of course, Vera's Delight. Ricky May drove the first one, Craig Ferguson the second. And now he's driven this one for Malcolm Hunter. Well done to you, Snow McClellan. Happy Lou takes it out and upsets them in the 5th leg of the Terminator. A good effort in second, Let's Spend the Night Together and Smarter VC. That result will be through very shortly. Mr. Rosanowski, about a pretty open dog race number 9 about to come through for you. We'll be back for our 8th. It sees the return of Stars Align, who hurt the punters last week. I think he can atone, and will be underway at 8:44.
Excellent, thank you, Greg. Yes, stepping out onto the track for this, as you say, it's a very open market. 380 Boston Lightning, that's held firm, effective pay. Boxes 2, 3 and 4. The 9 Cranky Pants is into box 3. Effective Power, pretty competitive dog. She needs things, her way a bit. She downgraded and ran third last week behind Freedom Flyer. Was beaten 5. Freedom Flyer came out and won the Class 5 race tonight. Effective Power, start 45, first time ever in box 4. Drawn every other box a few times, especially box 5, 10 times, and 9 times out of the 7, but never out of the 4. Can change that tonight. Effective Power was about to, and might make it a winning one. She's a chance. 9 Cranky Pants into box number 3. Another former Class 5 competitive greyhound. Again, probably needs things to go her way a bit. Ran third at Monaco, 3 back. That was from box 1. Did win here 5 back in a 66. That was a Class 3 race off box 2. Gets the 3 tonight, Cranky Pants. And all the Ahern runners are at least, you would think, an each way chance in a pretty open affair here. 5 is Nero. Maybe lost his confidence a bit after that fall. Hard to know. He's, again, recently downgraded. Ran 4th off a wide draw last week. He's actually, outside of box 1, box 5, he's done best from Nero. Be nice to see him recapture his best for Bill Hodgson, who handles the dog here. 2 dogs, Allegro Touch. That's the 3rd Ahern runner. 3rd last week off a middle draw in that race that Angie Czar won. Has won 13 races. Can show up early here, Allegro Touch. Whether it can see it through, I don't know. We're a minute out and I haven't talked about Scooters Rose. Now, she's the second favourite and a close second favourite on the tote, and she's been the tote favourite for a fair bit. And she's a close, she's just come $4 into $3.80 before my eyes. Joint favourite with Boston Lightning. I thought Scooters Rose was the lay of the night tonight, and I'd like to be proven wrong for the Scooters Sports Bar Syndicate, but she steps up another grade. She's coming off a toe injury. Yes, she's been jumping lately, but doesn't always. 1762, is that going to be good enough? It might on tonight's times, but can she do that tonight off the back of a toe injury? No doubt. She's been the form sprinter going through the intermediate grades here. And I hope she steps up for Tom McCracken and for the Scooters Sports Bar Syndicate. But I was prepared to leave her out tonight and see if she can make a mockery of that. Val Baxter has been in pretty solid form of late. Class 4 might pull her up. Can't rule her out on that last start. It was from box 4, but she doesn't get a great draw tonight. And Ginger Cole. Got to talk Ginger Cole. Gary Ross and Sarah Voice could throw a collar and lead on a hamster at the moment and you'd stick it in your combinations. 2 wins tonight, looking for 3. They got 3 last Friday with just 3 dogs. They've had 2 wins and a 4th tonight. Dogs to the boxes, race 9. Late quaddy about to get underway, building nicely that pool with a carry forward of $1,088. Boston Lightning off the inside. Cranky Pants the 9 into box 3, followed up by Nero and box 7 for Scooters Rose. Late money for Scooters Rose. Allegro Touch, Effective Power, Val Baxter, Ginger Cole. Boston Lightning 320 the tote. Comes into 350 outright favouritism on the book, does the 1 Boston Lightning set. Racing Boston Lightning stepped okay. Scooters Rose out fairly as well. Effective Power going hard early though and around the outside. Ginger Cole's getting into this party as well. Cranky Pants between runners goes back now, as does Boston Lightning. Well back Nero and Val Baxter up to the corner. Slurping clear here is Effective Power and nicely clear on Allegro Touch. 4 beats the 2. Boston Lightning recovered for 3rd and Scooters Rose was 4th. Followed by Ginger Cole, who couldn't get round them. Cranky Pants found a bit of bother. And Nero and Val Baxter are the last pair in. 6.95 for a lead up here, and then Effective Power turned on the power and has run clear to win comfortably in a reasonably handy time for the night. Effective Power the 4 for Lisa Ahern by Magic Sprite out of Best Percentage. Win 11, start 45. Just waiting for things to balance up on the board. Has been 4, 2, 1 and 7 with Allegro Touch making an Ahern Quinella here. Boston Lightning, just okay the inside. Made some ground around that home bend. Out wide, 7 the 8. They were just trying to get around as Cranky Pants pushed through and Allegro Touch just came off a little. Boston Lightning got a run through. Look, I reckon that was an okay run from Scooters Rose off the back of that injury. We'll see what she can do next time. Honours the winner. Effective Power. That board hasn't fixed itself up yet. but it probably will soon. They're working furiously next door. 4x2 by half a length here. Can't give you times at the moment. Effective Power, giving you the details for it. Race 10 is a nice one. It's a Class 4 over 520 metres, sponsored by Wanganui Toyota at 8.53 with 9 and 10 out. Features Sheer Miss, a winner last week. Fall from Grace in there. Hawkesbury Fever, Boston Heart, Docker. It's okay. Still no times up. A result is coming though. I'll give you the lead up at 6.95, and that's all we've got at the moment. 17.57. It's the fastest of the night, just ahead of Asteria. Effective Power, the $4.60, $2.40. 2 Allegro Touch, $1.70. 1 Boston Lightning, $1.20. The Quinella, $13.30. Trifecta, $65.30. 4217 first 4, $262.50. Got a treble coming through with numbers of 5, 2 and 4, $94.60. That was Corborn, Clover, Asteria, and now Effective Power. As I say, the 10th coming our way at 8.53. We'll have a quick look at that market. Sheer Miss was $3 this morning. I thought that was good money. At 3, I know she's in box 5 tonight, but I think she can overcome. Fall from Grace, I thought skinny at $3. Does get an inside draw, but she was up on the pace from 7 last week and tired. Docker ran a good race last week. Might get back from the 1, but $6. It could also save some ground at the first bend and make things pretty interesting. 8.53 the start time here as we make our way back to Alexandra Park and up to race number 5 on the card here. And all of a sudden, Craig, we've got a situation where the terminating Turbo Pick 6 is in danger of being 5 picks only with, what was it, 1.64 going through with a $42 shot at Addington, rocking the boat after it had been a pretty calm ride up till then.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Of course, the anchor was taken out by Temporale, and then a couple of roughies after that has really shortened the pick 6 up. You're right, just over a unit live going into the last leg of pick 6. What I can tell you though, Mark, is we're back a race here, so Addington will go prior to our last leg of pick 6. The next two at Alexandra Park will go at 1 minute past 9, and our last here at Alexandra Park will be at 10.57. So we're back a race with the fire alarm at Alexandra Park. Our next at just after 9 o'clock, 1 minute past 9. Bronze over, favourite on the book, but look at it on the tote, $7. Second favourite here is Formula 1, $5.50 the book, $5.70 the tote. Money for Killer Queen on the tote, not on the book. And Mr. Euroman, $5 on the tote, $3.60 on the book. We're about 16 minutes away from the next at Addington, so got a bit of time to fill. Michael Gurin earlier this afternoon caught up with South Island driver Nathan Williamson.
In the proud history of Southland harness racing, no driver based in that area has driven 100 winners in a season. We're pretty sure that'll happen tonight at Addington. Nathan Williamson has 5 tote chances. More importantly, he's got a non-tote chance as he heads into the meeting on 99 wins with Louisiana Belle Midfrew in a Breeders' Crown heat. She should jog around and win, and that should be the 100. After that, you can bet on the other ones to see if he can make it 101. Nice chance to welcome Nathan into the show. And Nathan, good afternoon. Congratulations, mate, from all of us here at Trackside on a wonderful season. A couple of years ago, Nath, 100 driving wins in a season would have seemed just a dream.
Oh, absolutely, Mick. Yeah, no, it's been a wonderful season, and yeah, that's right. I mean, reaching that number is obviously based in South, and it's obviously never been done before, so it's obviously awfully hard to do. So very, very grateful and proud that I could make it.
Mate, I was speaking to Greg O'Connor about it today. I would have thought maybe Clark Barron or Alan Beck might have got over the 50 mark in the past. Has there been any articles down there? Has anybody told you what the highest number previously from a Southland driver is?
Yeah, well, I know that Clark had about 3 seasons ago, up until 3 seasons ago, he held the Southland record for drives, winning drives, which was 69. And I broke that about 3 or 4 seasons ago. I made it up to about 78, which has been my personal best up till now. But yeah, obviously this season everything sort of panned out well, and I've ended up eclipsing that and managing to make it up towards 100. So let's hope tonight can be 100.
Mate, it should be. You're in a non-tote at 450 behind Louisiana Belle Midfrew. Mate, let's be honest, she should simply win. Unless you do something very silly, you should be on 100 wins starting the tote part of the evening.
Yeah, that's dead right, Mick. Look, I mean, racing is a strange thing, but, look, barring any incidents and accidents and, gear malfunctions or anything going untoward with the horse, she'll win that heat, and, that'll be win number 100. So, looking forward to sitting on her and hopefully picking it up.
Mate, 5 tote drives. First of them is Jetty. Are you ready for your dad, Phil Williamson, who's also had a record season? That's in the third on the card. Look, probably a pretty good chance. I thought the draw wasn't much of a help in the mobile, but not a strong field, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Just a wee 2-year-old mix, so he's got a bit of strengthening up to do, and he is going to be quite a handy horse in time, this fella. But the wide draw does make it tricky. But if he got a nice run, he has got a good amount of speed. So high speed horse that if you just didn't have to do too much in the running would assist him. But obviously the draw is going to make it hard. He's probably going to have to do a little bit of work at some stage, and that may count against him. But definitely a nice horse for the future.
You drive Monet in race 4 up against a decent horse in Wilmer's Mate, but Monet's a good horse. I would suggest will probably end up an open class horse. Is close enough to that mark now. Can you overcome the 40 metres, or is that a little bit dependent on some of those around you having a gallop and shortening the field up?
I'd say you've hit the nail on the head there. Obviously, Wilmer's Mate's a very, very smart horse, and a filly on the way to bigger and brighter things. So Monet is a good horse in his own right, but he has got to give her a head start. It's just whether if he could begin quickly like he can and end up, as you say, close to or even in front of those horses if they're slow or tardy away. If that happens, he has a big chance of perhaps toppling them, but it probably needs a few things to go his way in the first half of the race.
Mate, you're on Gangnam Style, who is the hot favourite in the south of the Waitaki. Love this series, love the whole concept of it. Mate, it's a leg of the pick 6 tonight. I know you probably don't care much about that because you'll be busy doing your thing. Do we anchor this in pick 6, or a horse who's trialled well, like Past the Spates or Groomsman, who's been staying with Colin or Julie? Are they horses who could probably bother you because you've got that wide draw?
I'd definitely say that. Obviously, the biggest issue that we've got tonight is we're stepping up to 2,600, which, for a 3-year-old, I expect him to handle it well, but it's always a question mark when he's never raced over that distance before, and it just sometimes brings these older, tougher, more experienced campaigners into it. So that's probably levels things out a wee bit. We're pretty happy with him. We like to think he's probably is the horse to beat, even from his wide draw and even being over that distance. But you probably have to throw a few around him just to be safe, Mick. But, I do think he is still the one to beat.
You're on Ranfordly Rules in the 7th on the card. Nice to get the colours on for Hopi because the Hopes, they really are training up a storm. Not saying it can win, the tote's quite long, but what sort of hope for the 2 in race 7?
Horse I haven't driven before. I'm actually, felt a little bit old when I see myself down to drive this horse because I won a South and Oaks heat on the mother. So, but look, I actually haven't driven very regularly for Hopi since then. So hopefully we can reunite with another winner. But he does look probably a place chance at best. The stablemate looks like he'd be very hard to beat. He was a smart horse in the South before injuring himself. So he's come back in good form, and I'd say that he'd be the one to beat better by. He's drawn next to me.
Okay, Madam Spurs in the mobile trot race 9. Seems to like the mobile. A lot's going to depend here how handy you can get early, mate, because it takes a lot of things out of play, a lot of bad luck if you can maybe work forward and pin some of these behind you early doors.
That's dead right too, Mickey. Look, she is drawn wide, but she's drawn wide obviously for a reason, being preferential, and over 1950, it's a big positive if you can go forward. So I'd like to think she could go forward from her draw and work into the first half of the field anyhow, and then she's a filly with a lot of speed. If she if she managed to be handy turning for home, they'll know she's there. She's very hard to beat as well.
All right, mate. Obviously you can drive. It's going to be a big career ahead of you, but there's not many drivers in the country taller than you, Nathan. Never asked you this question before, mate. How tall are you? I reckon you must be close to 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, 6'2", I think, Mick. I haven't measured in a while, but about 6'2". So I'm getting up there as far as height's concerned. So
tell me, do you ever come across one, Nathan, who's taller than you? Have you come across a driver in the driver's room who's taller than you?
I'd have to say I probably haven't. Brad, my younger brother, he's probably getting up there. But no, look, probably not. I'd have to say I'm right up there. You do have given me the nickname as the tallest man in harness racing, so I am, I'd probably fit that bill.
Well, mate, after tonight, you're going to be Mr. Southland 100. We look forward to seeing you reign a few winners, but of course, the non-tote Louisiana Belle Mid-Pro, if it happens to be the record, don't worry, it's still going to be on trackside. Nath, congratulations to you and the family on a record season on so many levels. Thanks for joining us here on Trackside 1.
Thanks very much, mate. Cheers, mate.
So, of course, Michael Guerin there earlier today catching up with Nathan Williamson, and we know since then he's been able to achieve that wonderful milestone of 100 wins. Of course, his dad has trained more winners this season than he has in any other. What's he up to about? I don't know, 53, 54, somewhere there anyway. Might be a few more. Anyway, he's done a great job. Brother Brad has achieved incredibly well this season, and that other bloke, Matthew, yeah, he's done all right too. Of course, he won the Group 1 here, the Breeders, with Louisiana Belle Mid-Pro. So, all around it's been a terrific season for Team Williamson, and congratulations to them all on that front. Obviously, we've had an issue with Alexandra Park going back a race, so our apologies there if you'd seen that interview earlier today, and obviously many of those races had been run, but we needed a filler, so that's where we went. $1.65 for Stars Align. Got a carry forward of 1,900 in the first 4 here. So well and truly worth getting involved. 2-horse War, 1,000 on Whittaker, 280 and 1,000, and then 1,300 on Stars Align at 165. Lucky 3 has gate speed these days in the Robert Dunbar. There's Dexter with runner 14, Time Traveller. Plenty of breeding about this Mark 3 out of Timeless Perfection, trained by Crandall Getty. In his colours, the colours that Chris and me will wear in the Black Safate tomorrow night at Albion Park, and of course Neck Time off the back of her. Queensland Oaks win, an incredible Queensland Oaks win it was. She goes around in the Derby off the back row. Gavin Burgess, he has runner number 2, Stop Means Stop. Okay run, first up behind Nala Franco. That was at Forbury Park. Has had a couple of trials leading into that. One behind Paddington Central. Now, he came out of the race earlier today. Actually trialled really well on that occasion. He's one to follow, Paddington Central. And, of course, Gavin with a 2-pronged attack here tonight with Mismatch. There's the 8 in the book, Judy's McCardle. It's also in at Ashburton, 8-race card there on Sunday. It's been 3 times placed in 17 runs, but unplaced in 3 runs here at Addington. The 12 in the book, Pay Me Jimmy. Christian Cullen, Pay Me Painter, 2-year-old, in the Paula Mitchell Kerr barn. Bob Butt doing the driving. Well backed on debut. Dexter drove on that occasion behind Dream to Reality and got it all wrong. Had trialled up okay. Clearly has ability. Has a few manners issues though, and we're getting another example of that there, having a good old gawk around the Addington Raceway circuit. I thought Stars Align. I know Lucky 3 will probably lead. Leaves the gate very, very quickly, and therefore Whittaker gets the right sort of run. But Stars Align's run here last week had to be seen to be believed. Now that's obviously no good for the people who backed it at the short odds last week, but it was 15 lengths off them at the 1,000 metre mark, and staged a phenomenal performance, laying in to run second behind Luciano, who's been a winner again here tonight. I reckon it could sit outside Lucky 3 and still beat it. Tim Williams for the All-Stars team. Minor gear adjustment, change of bit, big motor. We saw that last week, saw it at the trials as well. It beat Dream to Reality, and of course that horse just mentioned before has been a winner since. There's a good looker by Sports Rider, Whittaker. Now, if you're looking and thinking, I haven't heard of that one at the trials. No, that's because it was Tadpole's Legacy. We've got the rugby head-to-head there. The Blues, I thought they were just in front of the Waratahs, but maybe that's changed since I last looked. There you go, 14-12 to the Waratahs it is. Must be nearly half-time, is it? Or thereabouts. Just over half-time. So you got $2 about the Blues, 48 minutes gone in that game. So, Whittaker, who's named after Bill Whittaker, famous scribe from Australia, is owned by Greg Brodie. Now, it's not the norm, if you like, for horses to be able to change their names after they've been seen publicly, but it was for personal reasons that Mr. Brodie asked, and being by sports writer, Bill Whittaker was a prolific writer and did a wonderful job in that regard, and is well respected, and was a good friend of Greg Brodie's, I understand. I think the Blues have just scored, so if you took the $2 you'd be feeling good about life. But geez, been good at the trials, Whittaker. Staged an enormous run at the workouts at Rangiora, home in 55.5, I think Craig Thompson said he clocked him, and they just don't do that there, and from where he came, and he stormed over the top of them, and as a result he was purchased out of the Leone Jones barn. Sam Otley doing the driving, follows out Lucky 3, so if it holds the lead, like we expect, Whittaker's going to be in the perfect spot. Now Royal Jester, Laura Mackay, driving for Michael House. Now she'll have a black armband to mark the passing of Sharon Mackay. Now Sharon, well known to us on trackside through her horse, her and her parents' horse Franco Nelson. She's been battling cancer for a very, very long time, and after a really brave battle, and we had her on trackside. I know Michael Guerin did an extensive interview with her for both Harnessed and the New Zealand Herald, and talked about what the horse had done for her, and kept her really keen on life and on racing, and of course getting Franco Nelson back to the Cup and his enormous performance running fourth, and it was a huge feel-good story, and unfortunately she's lost that battle, and hence the reason why Laura supports a black armband tonight. So our thoughts are certainly with the Mackay family, and of course Royal Jester races in the estate of Miss Sharon Mackay, and of course Clive and Rona as well. So all the very best to the Mackay family with their charge tonight in Royal Jester, and our thoughts are certainly with you at this very sad time. Up to you, Mark Mack, for your thoughts around race number 8, and we got a decent carry forward in the first 4, just under $2,000, and therefore it'll be well worth playing into here in our 8th on the card. Mark, in the first 4, Paul, just shy of $8,000.
Yeah, and Stars Align, the 2-year-old, drawn the front row, just had an update come through, up to 9,200 now, the first 4, so it will definitely crack the 5 figures. And Stars Align 190, Whittaker at $2.90. I found a spot for Talia Franco. I expect her to be running on, and Royal Jester shouldn't be too far away. That Paddington Central could win on debut, so hopefully whatever the issue was nothing too serious, because it looks way smarter than a maiden. Whistle has gone, race number 8, they're about to score up. Diamond Creek Farm, mobile pace, JJ's Boy gets set. Judy's McArdle, Talia Franco, Stop Mean Stop coming up with Stars Align, Lucky 3. Back row of Whittaker, Rocking, Pay Me Jimmy, Henna Extreme, Time Traveller and Kachina. First 4 to 11-1. Stars Align, 181.10. And you're 200 metres off a start for race 8. Rocks and Diamonds for the All-Stars tonight. Mr. Mojito Super. Heaven Rocks. His worst behaviour. Pretty close to a start. Chasing the gate, here's Henna Extreme. Green light. They're racing. And Lucky 3 waltzed out from the inside to lead comfortably. Couple of lengths clear at the start over Stop Mean Stop, who nearly had room to drop into trail. Royal Jester's up outside them. Stop Mean Stop did get to the pegs, and Stars Align 3 wide at the first turn from Time Traveller. 2 lengths away next is Talia Franco around Rocking, and a length and a half Pay Me Jimmy. 2 to JJ's Boy, and then came Kachina, Henna Extreme, and Judy's McArdle's back at the tail. The lead time 24.1, Lucky 3 keeps the top. Stars Align parked up second, and the leader's back as Stop Mean Stop. Whittaker 3 back the inside from Royal Jester. A length and a half Time Traveller from Rocking against the pegs, then Talia Franco, Pay Me Jimmy. Trailed in the running line by JJ's Boy, in turn followed by Kachina. Judy's McArdle down against the pegs, and 2 lengths to Henna Extreme. It's Lucky 3 and John Dunn. A length and a half over Stars Align parked, and the leader's back third. It's Stop Mean Stop. 1-1 Royal Jester. Whittaker 3 back the inside. They open the quarters in 31.1. Time Traveller 3 back the running line around Rocking. 1.5 Talia Franco. Then Pay Me Jimmy. Against the markers, Judy's McArdle from JJ's Boy, and Kachina second last with Hannah Extreme back at the tail. 850 metres to go. Unlucky 3 looking to bust the maiden at start number 27. Leads a length and a quarter over the race favourite Stars Align. The 2-year-olds had to park throughout. Stop Mean Stop follows the leader, and the leader is hiking along down the back. Lucky 3. Couple of lengths Royal Jester. Whittaker to the inside held up. Then Time Traveller rocking. 2 lengths Talia Franco. 2 lengths Pay Me Jimmy. Judy's McArdle. JJ's Boy. Kachina and Anna Extreme. Second quarter. 32.63 won the half. The third will be quicker. Lucky 3 lead back to ahead. Stars Align. Stop Mean Stop waits for the Terror to Love It. Pine Leaf Farm passing lane. 3 wide Royal Jester. Whittaker 1 off but held up. Time Traveller behind them from Talia Franco. Third quarter 28.7. Lucky 3 turns in. Stars Align's ahead away. Stop Mean Stop getting an inside run. Whittaker's out now. Leader Stars Align. Here's Whittaker though on the inside. Stop Mean Stop. Stars Align. Whittaker though. The tadpole. The former tadpole. Now the frog's going to jump all over them. And Whittaker has beaten Stars Align, and third is very close between Time Traveller and Stop Mean Stop. There's not a whole lot in that at all for third from Lucky 3 Talia Franco. JJ's Boy, then Hannah Extreme, Judy's McArdle. Next in Royal Jester from the next to go by Pay Me Jimmy, Kachina, and Rocking is the last one home. 10 Whittaker, Sam Otley. The old Tadpole's legacy at $3.150. Stars Align second, number 4 at 110. Third's really close. 27.9, 159.7 she is, thanks Al, and the milestones continue. There's career win 200 for Sam Otley. Been hard to keep track of them all tonight. Nathan Williamson 100, Jimmy Curtin 1500, Sam Otley 200. Plenty of reasons to celebrate here, and congratulations to Sam with Whittaker. And fitting that Sam should bring up the 200 career wins in the colours that Rocker Band carried to Jules' victory. And has now brought up win number 200 for Greg Brodie. Just green out of the gate, Greg. Got cross 3 back the inside off in plenty of time, and has run down Stars the line. Just forced to park and had to do it too tough.
Yeah, very good drive from her though. Got into the right spot on the back of Stars Align. He's been very brave in second, but Whittaker, he'd shown plenty at the trials. Mark Jones wasn't totally convinced about him at home, as we heard in that interview, but he's clearly a good racehorse and is going to be a very good racehorse. That's impressive. First up, here's the call.
Whittaker. Second 4 Stars Align, and third 2 Stop Mean Stop. Fourth has gone to 14 Time Traveller from 1 Lucky 3 and 6 Talia Franco. 10 4 2, 14 1 6. The margins 1 1/4 lengths, 3 1/4 lengths, a nose 1 1/2 lengths. Winner's time was 2:23.7, a mile rate of 1:58.6. The last 856.2, last 427.7.
It's as good as you want them to go. First up, and congratulations to Sam Otley. 37 for the season, 200 wins. First ever Group 1, of course, with Rocker Band. The list goes on, and as Mark has said, it's been a night of milestones for sure. All right, 2 to go for us. Mark Rosanowski, the 9th. It'll be here at 14 minutes past 9 as we hone in on race 10 for you.
Thanks, Greg. Yes, it's the first leg of the last treble here, the Wanganui Toyota Class 4 over the 520 metres. Tidy field. Sheamus now the outright favourite, the 5 at $3. Put her on top, went 5-1-2-3. She was very good last week resuming. In fact, better than really good. It was just a top training performance. She was well up in weight, and she came out and she lasted to win narrowly from ready-made size. Well, the weight stayed on. In fact, she got a little bit heavier for Monday, and she rattled into second behind form sprinter It's the Lovely. Box 5, I know, slightly awkward for her, but I think she can draw across them. She's got Hawkesbury Fever in the 7. Could be interesting early, but gone with her anyway. Sheamus. Whittaker, the 10 at Addington, $3.150, $1.10 for the 4, $7.10 for the 2. First 4 there's paid $932. And, of course, things are a little bit out of line with Alexandra Park going back a race, so we'll be off the back of this to terminate that pick 6, which wasn't quite as turbo as we'd hoped, but that couldn't be helped. So there is Sheer Miss, and she is a quality greyhound. Docker off the inside. Now, Angela Turnbull's got 4 here. Docker has had a pretty moderate start to his New Zealand career. Last week from box 8, he kept pressing on off a slow beginning, and that's him. And he finished 4th behind Corborn Meza. He was finding the line well. He might be able to stay a bit closer to them. He's got good inside box stats from across in Australia. And if he can just stay a touch closer to them, then he's going to put himself in a position to be a threat here. And tonight could be the night for him. Next door to him is Fall from Grace, another for the Turnbull team. Now, she was pretty good too back behind Corborn Brick, beaten 3 lengths by a class dog in a 30-12. She was a bit average last week because I know she had a wide draw, but she did jump up on the pace. She was handy enough early. She weakened out over the concluding stages. You'd like to think she'll be a bit better than that tonight. Not so long ago she won a heat of a Group 1 race. But top end of 520 metres, and when she won that heat it was 30.55. It was just the time. It was comfortably the slowest. 3 dogs making time, who didn't make time last week. Poor beginning from her cost her. She finished last in a 7-dog field. She can get off a lot better. Bit of speed here, the 2, the 3 early. And they should cross the 1 easily enough. Making time can get a piece of it. 7-dog Hawkesbury Fever could make life interesting here because he does like to cut left, just dependent on how he jumps as to how many he might affect here. Boston Heart's another one for the Turnbull team. He's a recent downgrader. He's quite a bit better than his form would suggest. There was a bit of a gap between his last 2 runs, like about 3 weeks. And he would have improved from that, you would think. Boston Heart, another dog with a bit of strength in this field. A par with Shea, the 4 in the middle. I'd say he's a touch underrated because it's probably me that's underrating him. I can only measure him, I guess, by my own standards, but he puts in some pretty good company. A par with Shane. He always seems to be paying around that $9, $10 plus mark. For Marcy Flip, he's stuck in the middle of a pretty handy field here, but he's a 7-race winner. And he's off the back of a string of thirds here, including in a race where there was quite a few of his race rivals engaged last week. To the traps we go. Wanganui Toyota Class 4, 520 metres, first leg of the last treble. Docker off the inside, making time in 3. Gold Rug Sheer Miss, and out in 7 Hawkesbury Fever. Sheer Miss, 260 favourite the tote, and backed into 280 with the book. Second line to come up, we've got Fall from Grace, Opar with Shea, Boston Heart and Corborn Matty the outside. So favourites the 5 Sheer Miss, laned and ready. Now you can see her face, she's looking left and right. The nose isn't down. She'll hear the lure now. Rayudi rolls it and she's ready to go, and so are the rest. Set. Racing. Sheer Miss just a fair break. Tries to push through now. Does try to draw. Gets across there. On Docker pushing through with Opawa, Shea, and around the outside Hawkesbury Fever around that first bend. They'll be followed back in the piece then by Fall from Grace. Docker's been shuffled. Further back in the race to Boston Heart and Corborn Matty, and making time. Making time up front is Sheer Miss, out by 3 or 4 on Hawkesbury Fever. Followed through then by Opawa Shea. Fall from Grace further back. Behind them Docker. Sheer Miss home comfortably here. Hawkesbury Fever in for second. Followed across there by Opawa Shea. Fall from Grace next to go by. They'll be followed behind those runners then by your Boston Heart. Docker didn't really make a great deal of ground. Corborn Matty's finished well back tonight with making time. 5:05 lead up, 18:48 to the second mark. Those times up quickly here. And a 30:18 overall. 5 Sheer Miss the winner. From 7 Hawkesbury Fever, 4 Opawa Shea and 2 Fall from Grace. 5, 7, 4 and 2. Initial stages, first 2 hops, I thought she was in a bit of trouble. It was tight in there. But she burst through, she pushed to the lead, and she was comfortably home from there. Pretty game run from Hawkesbury Fever from that wide draw around Opawa Shea. Well, third again. It's the 4th straight third. If you're backing him for a place, you're having a good time. Sheer Miss is by Pure Octane out of Mantra Miss. She is raced by Greg Lane and trained by Lisa Ahern. That's Lisa's 3rd win now. Win 8 at start 21, 10 minor placings. Very consistent greyhound, Sheer Miss. 5 1/4, 1 1/2, and just missed that last margin there. Had the result through shortly. Watching them charge down the back straight, she was comfortably clear. Not much change from there, actually. That was the first 4 past the line, streaming off the back straight. It was a length and a quarter between third and fourth. If you are noting that down, everything available, of course, on the dogs.co.nz later, including the steward's report, which is always worth a read at the end of the night. Good salute. Third for the night, Lisa Ahern, and back-to-back. Just awaiting that result to come through, but 4.5 minutes out from Alexandra Park. And this is the race that's been put back 1. Bit of overtime for you tonight, Craig.
You there? Yeah, welcome back to Alexandra Park. 4 minutes out from race number 5 tonight. We'll hear shortly from a couple of drivers. Zach Butcher takes the drive here on Like a Hurricane. And Tony Hurley is on the favourite, Mr. Euroman. We'll give you the Will Pace 2 and the Turbo Pick 6. There are 3 horses that are not covered in the last. We need to get a couple of drivers out of the way. First of them, Mr. Euroman, who is now the favourite. Tony, Mr. Euroman's going very well at the moment. Can't buy a draw, and you end up 1 the second row here.
Yeah. He probably he usually settles pretty good, and he follows out a bit of speed. Killer Queen, I think it is, he's following out, so she's got a lot of gate speed. So it mightn't be the worst if we have a bit of luck.
Got a bit of high speed. I think I clocked him home at 55 last week, coming from back in the field. So if things pan out and he gets the right run, he's going to be very hard to beat tonight.
Yeah. With that bit of luck in the run, he's thereabouts. He's knocked on the door for a win, so hopefully it's his turn.
So that was Tony Hurley with the favourite, Mr. Euroman. He's been racing very well. Can't buy a draw, 1 the second row here, and he follows out Killer Queen. He does leave the gate quite nicely, so should get a nice run through. Zach Butcher takes the drive for the Lincoln Farms trained Like a Hurricane. Starts from the outside of the front. This is what Zach had to say. Zach, Like a Hurricane, been racing very well. Not a great draw tonight, but he's a horse that can rough and tumble it a bit.
Yeah, he had to do it tough last week, and he stuck on pretty well at the end of the day, I thought. He's probably going to have to drop back early and maybe look for a bit of luck during the run. But, you know, I think he's right up to those horses, if not better than them. But as you said, the 8's not going to help us, so we're going to need a little bit of luck somewhere in the running.
Is he a horse that, because of his gait, he's not the most fluid of paces, that really he needs to be there at the quarter?
Yeah, he does. You know, I always sort of thought that he would be a better horse in front, but there's a bit of gate speed inside of us, and we're not going to get there. So we've got to go with plan B and figure out another way to beat them.
So Zach Butcher with his thoughts about Like a Hurricane. He's a $9 shot in race number 5 tonight. Quaddy Will Pace, Pick 6 Will Pace, those that are live. Horses that are not covered are Cherry Bay, Stunning Shadow and Glitzy Gal. So they'll be paid back to 5 if one of those 3 would happen to win. Will Pace here with Killer Queen. Payout is $242,000. Formula 1, $582,000. Now, the reason I say $582,000, the pool was $58,000, so there'll be a 10% unit on Formula 1. Stunning Shadow, no ticket on it. Bronze over is $194,000. Runner number 5, Big Mac, $290,000. Runner number 6 is scratched. Runner number 7, Glitzy Gal, has no ticket on it. Runner number 8, Like a Hurricane, is $264,000. Runner number 9, Mr. Euroman, $242,000 if you've got it. In the pick 6, obviously 10%, $24,000 if you happen to get it. Runner number 10, Eclipse Me, $260,000. Then 11, Snowraker, $485,000, and no ticket on Cherry Bay. Those your Will Pays on the Turbo Pick 6. It's proved pretty elusive again tonight. Obviously with Happy Lou at 40-1. Winning at Addington has done a lot of damage, hence why we're down to just over a unit live going into race number 5 at Alexandra Park, the last leg of tonight's Turbo Pick 6. Mr. Euroman, my top tip to win the race. He'll need luck from 1 the second row, but he's knocking on the door, as Tony said. If luck pans out and he gets off the marker pegs, I think he can win. The Danger's bronze over. Formula 1's been racing well. Of course, Greg Brodie had a win tonight already with the very impressive Whitaker, who we highlighted last night on Under the Lights. Formula 1 at around about $5. And best of the rest for me, Like a Hurricane. Getting a nice price about him tonight, $9. Shearmas has paid $261.30 at Wanganui. Hawkesbury Fever, $2.90. Opawa Shea, $3. The Quinellas paid $12.70. Trifecta, 5, 7 and 4, $117.20. First 4, 5, 7, 4 and 2, $414.70. That's Wanganui. Meeting 9, race number 10 out of the way. at the Puppies. Aaron White, has come to you for race number 5 tonight. Your numbers are 1, 9, 10 and 4 in the Henderson RSA Mobile Pace.
Yeah, she finally gets a good draw tonight, Killer Queen. We know she's got plenty of quality about her, and from the draw, she's a nice each-way chance, 670 and 2. David Butcher, the chief, he's already picked up a couple of winners here tonight. He's on top. Mr. Euroman, as you mentioned, will require... So the runners in behind the yellow bar arm, race 5. Race meeting put back 1 race here. The fire alarm going off in the previous events. So work into the lane. 2,200 metres the journey. Final leg of the turbo terminating pick 6, the Henderson RSA Mobile Pace, and they're on their journey, and Bronze Over, clearly the first off the arm, will easily cross Killer Queen. As a consequence, Mr. Euroman 3 back the inside. Then Formula 1 Eclipse Me. They're followed then by Stunning Shadow. Further back in the field, Snow Raker, Glitzy Gal. Getting back is Big Mac, and they're followed by Like a Hurricane and Cherry Bay as the last. Formula 1 having a play for the lead from Bronze Over. In third, as they're about to pace up into the back, is Killer Queen, and then Mr. Euroman. Hurley's got the opportunity to come away from the markers if he so desires. He's got a 2-length advantage, though, from Eclipse Me in the park spot around Glitzy Gal, then Stunning Shadow. Snow Raker is the next. Big Mac third last. Like a Hurricane, Zach Butcher second last. Cherry Bay the last. 44 and 3 was the lead time. Formula 1 off the back from Bronze Over, who gets that lovely drag in the trail. Killer Queen is third and 3 back for DJB, and moving away from the markers was Mr. Euroman to sit out parked. Glitzy Gal now 4 back on the inside, and the 1-1 Eclipse Me for the Magic Man Morris McHenry, then Stunning Shadow. On its back is Snow Raker, Like a Hurricane taking up the leeway against the markers. Big Mac is back second last, but looking to come forward now out 3, and Cherry Bay's back there too. 33 and 3 the opening quarter of the Henderson RSA Mobile Pace. Formula 1 and Brent Mangos down to the judge bell and 1 to go. Eclipse Me's come out of the 1-1 to get closer to the speed. Bronze Over trailing. 1-1 Mr. Euroman. Big Mac now caught 3 wide on a limb around the stables corner final time. Then Killer Queen, Stunning Shadow. Back on the inside, Glitzy Gal, Snow Raker. Like a Hurricane's got to the outside to connect onto the 3 wide line, and Cherry Bay 2 lengths last. Only 8 lengths over them though. 800 left to go. 31 and 4 was the next quarter. Into the back they go. And in front is Formula 1 from Eclipse Me, and out 3 wide Big Mac. Back on the inside, Bronze Over, Mr. Euroman 1-1. 3 wide with cover Like a Hurricane. It's stablemate Killer Queen all dressed up, nowhere to go. 3 back on the inside, then Stunning Shadow. Snow Raker's out 3. Glitzy Gal against the pegs, and back last is Cherry Bay. 400 left to pace. Formula 1 back straight quarter in 28.3. Up on the outside then is Eclipse Me. Bronze Over waiting the passing lane. Mr. Euroman out of the 1-1. Big Mac Like a Hurricane getting around runners. Killer Queen waiting space the inside. Formula 1 goes for home. Eclipse Me, Bronze Over, Killer Queen deep the passing lane, and Mr. Euroman. Formula 1, Bronze Over, Mr. Euroman. Eclipse Me is still there. Bronze Over slips through on the passing lane, and Joshua Dickey and Bronze Over too strong. Bronze Over to beat Mr. Euroman and Formula 1. Then came Eclipse Me, Stunning Shadow, Killer Queen. They were followed further back in the field to Glitzy Gal. Cherry Bay running on. Back in the field to Big Mac. Like a Hurricane was back, and back Snow Raker 245.3 home, and 56.2 and 27.9. Bronze Over. Lovely Joshua Dickey drive, secures the prize, took the early lead, handed over that lead to Formula 1, slipped through underneath Formula 1. Mr. Euroman with the late run gets another strong placing to his career. Formula 1, he'll have to be third on the podium tonight, and Eclipse Me to make up the first 4 in the Henderson RSA Mobile Pace.
Official placings race 5, the Henderson RSA Mobile Pace. 492-10-3-1. 492-10-3-1. Horse 4, Bronze Over, paced the 2200 metres in 2:45.33. Mile rate of 2 minutes, 0.9. Last 856.2 and the 427.9. The margins 1 length, a neck 2 3/4 lengths. 492-10-3-1. Race 5, Henderson RSA Mobile Pace.
Career win 4 at start 10 for Bronze Over, raced by Joshua Dickey. John and Joshua Dickey, the trainers out of Clevedon, and Joshua in the sulky back at the head of the field. The Woodland Stud sponsored Rainsman. Changeover Bronze Lady 3-year-old Bay filly, bred by the Marshalls, KT, and Mrs. SD. Bronze Over back at the head of the field. Barry, Reaper down there, part of the victory celebrations for the Henderson RSA, better known as Gus around the traps, and Roger Barnes, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, also down there in attendance. 9, Mr. Euroman, Art Major, Little Big Sister, Bay 3-year-old gelding for second. GJ and Mrs. SL Rack, the owners, trained at Papakura by driver Tony Hurley. And 2, Formula 1 for third, a Mark 3 Bay 3-year-old gelding out of Raise Your Spirits. GW Brody, the owner. Robert Dunn, trained at Pukekohe. And Brent Mangos. Bronze Over number 4, $3.90, $1.50, $3.90, $1.50. 9, Mr. Euroman, $1.60. $1.60 and 2, Formula 1, $2.10, $2.10. Quinella, $8.70. $8.70, Trifecta, $78.60, $78.60. First 4, $616.60, $616.60. 5 and 4 in the double. Jessica Bromack into Bronze Over returns $25.90, $25.90. 5 and 9, your concession at $9.80, $9.80. The 12, 1, 5 and 4. Early Quaddy, Vibuti, Temporale, Jessica Bromack, and now Bronze Over. That returns $737.80, $737.80. And the pick 6 tonight has been struck by 0.3 of a winning unit, so picks up the whole pool. Pool paid out to $1, of course, so $194,207.60 is the payout. That pick 6 got up to just over $50,000, so that 0.3 of a winning unit will split up at $50,000, but we pay to the $1, of course, to for the dividend, so $194,207.60. Race 6 on the card tonight, the Weymouth Cosmopolitan and Sports Club Incorporated Mobile Pace. This over the 2,200 metres to open the late quaddy, and also another double. New start time of 9:32.
To beat even from that barrier. That might be the horse to test her the most though. Cuddly Jess, 4 minutes out from a start in race number 9. Don't forget about the British Open Golf, live now. Late night for some, for those who follow the golf intently. And Phil Mickelson, the lefty, former winner, and I think he's won it a couple of times, hasn't he? Yeah, he leads, and that was a surprise. 8 under in his first round, and all reports are the weather's only going to get worse, so he'll be hard to chase down. P. Williamson. P. Williamson. He'd love to be in the British Open. P. Mickelson. 11 will meet again. The mare by Dream Vacation, just the winner of 1 from 15. Justin and Lynn Smith. Always competitive. And 3 starts back at Ashburton was second, a narrow second behind Sunspot. Stellar success, Ricky May for Michael Heenan. Not surprisingly, by great success. First time to Addington Raceway, latest run behind the Silver Fox was good enough at Oamaru last week. BK Dawn for Philippa Wakeland and Stephen Noble. Philippa doing the driving, last start 4th behind Madam Spur. That was at the Far Lap 12 days ago. I went with Madam Spur, but I'm warming towards Cuddly Jess. I reckon she's going to be in the right spot throughout this race. And I think she's the best each way value, particularly with the book $7.50. XCM Sport, Fillies and Mares Mobile Trot, Mark Mack, 2 to go here for us on a night of milestones.
Is it what?
Hasn't
Everyone's
it
had one tonight.
Yeah, it's been good, hasn't it? I mean, you come here thinking one of those people's going to achieve, and obviously Nathan was the most logical with the Breeders' Crown win. But to get Jim Curtin home, and then, of course, Sam Motley to get to 200, Jimmy to 1,500, we'll have something special on Jimmy leading into the final race, which I think he can win, incidentally, with Millie's Creek. So we'll roll in some of JFC's finest moments in the game. There's been a few.
There has indeed, and looking forward to seeing. They got some important news in the last two from the Stewards re-Articulite. After a tough run last week, Connections have approached the Stewards and advised that if circumstances allow, he'll be driven with a sit tonight. So number 10, Articulite. Expect to see, as long as those circumstances allow, the horse to be driven with a sit tonight. Cuddly Jess does look as though she'll hike out off the 3, 19.50. That's how she races best. That puts BK Dawn into play if she can hold the trail. BK Dawn, now she can do plenty wrong, straight up. She may gallop, but it's a mobile start. That might help her here, and if she can be on the back of Cuddly Jess, she's got enough talent to run top 3 or 4 in this. And she's $3.60 for the place on the tote. Currently $15 the win with the option. So yeah, you need to take her on trust and keep everything crossed. Madam Spur's going to have to work from the outside, but don't know if Dexter will hand up here with Cuddly Jess over the 19.50. Mobile start, she's got a few things in her favour. She's never actually won off the mobile, never actually won at the distance, but mobile's her go because she gets forward and does have that rocking gate speed out of the gate. There he is on screen, Dexter, and he'll partner this one for Michael House. But if she does lead, BK Dawn's in play right on her back. I did go the 9 to beat the 8 Hey Yo. Super last week. Just a matter of when Jack Harrington pushes the go button with her. 3 Cuddly Jess and number 1 BK Dawn. 9.831 for the running of the 9th. 2 to come. Ashburton on Sunday. 8 races down there as Ashburton. Whistle's gone. 9th race. Mobile Trot. Madam Spur, $2. 6.30 Cuddly Jess. 7.20 about Hey Yo. And $10 for Una. And about to be called in. XCM Sport, Fillies and Mares Mobile Trot. Madam Spur looking to make it 4 from 10. Given a beautiful lead by Nathan Williamson at the Far Lap last time, and she raced away to score by 2 lengths. She did manage to find the top. She won't be getting a cruisy run like that tonight, I don't think. Ayo comes up. Speedy gets set. Chavasion. Rock and Pop, Cuddly Jess, Stellar Success, BK Dawn, back row, Motu Great Sensation, Will Meet Again and Una. Second last. 2,000 metre stand for the Pacers to finish the night. The Maidens are off the front, the C1s are off 15. Favourite here is off the 8, carries saddle plate 9. Monkey Luck with the draw. This is the 9th. Set to go. Racing. Gate speed Cuddly Jess. Gate speed Rock and Pop, and gate speed also coming from Hey Yo. BK Dawn into 4th early from Madam Spur. Chavasion. Stellar Success in a line of 4 behind the lead trio. Next is Motu Great Sensation, followed by Will Meet Again, Una and Speedy is last. Cuddly Jess joined by Hey Yo up front. Rock and Pop 2 lengths away 3rd. Chavasion was able to land the trail from Madam Spur, who gets to the 1-1 around BK Dawn. Then Stellar Success. Motu Great Sensation Will Meet Again. Second last Una and a length and a half to Speedy. Hey Yo leads, the lead time 24.2. Pretty quick for the trotters, and she's out by a length and a half, Hey Yo. Cuddly Jess second, Rock and Pop parked around Chavasion. Madam Spur, Nathan had a big look over the right shoulder. He could sense someone moving. It was Will Meet Again. And Will Meet Again managed to flush the favourite out, so she goes forward, Madam Spur. Stellar Success about mid-pack the running line from BK Dawn, Una. Motu Great Sensation. And Speedy is last, and Madam Spur trots to the top and leads a length and a half on Will Meet Again to the chair, and the first quarter's 32.8. Hey Yo follows the speed. Cuddly Jess 3 back the inside. Fifth is Rockin' Pop, and next to the pegs, Javasion from Stellar Success, BK Dawn. Then came Una. Second last is Motto Great Sensation, and Speedy's ahead away last, 8.50 to go. And Madam Spur is out by a length. Second parked up as we'll meet again. Hey Yo third. Here they come from the back. Una and Speedy quickly up outside the lead trio. Rockin' Pop back to sixth around Cuddly Jess. The inside Chavasion. BK Dawn now 3 wide around Stellar Success. And 2 lengths to Motto Great Sensation. Second quarter 32. 64.8 for the half. And Una shot away. Put 3 lengths on Madam Spur. And then came Hey Yo. We'll meet again driven up from Cuddly Jess. Speedy and Chavasion. Una leads by 2.5 lengths. Madam Spur. Hey Yo's into the clear giving chase. And 2 lengths to Cuddly Jess. Chavasion next. The third quarter was 29.3. Una turns in, 3 in front. Hey Yo's going after it. Then came Madam Spur and Chavasion. Una still leads. Hey Yo's a length away. It's still Una though. Margin a length on Hey Yo and Chavasion. And Una with that lightning dash down the back is going to see it out. Una, 3 quarters Hey Yo. Chavasion third, Cuddly Jess fourth. Next in is Stellar Success. Then came Madam Spur. We'll meet again. Motto Great Sensation, Speedy. And the last 2 in, BK Dawn and Rockin' Pop. Una, number 12, 1070 and 250. 8 Hey Yo, 180. Chavasion, number 5 at $3.80. He just let us slide down the back, Gavin Smith. And at start 15, win number 3. Hey Yo looked a danger when getting into the clear. Last quarter is in 29.9. Last mile 2.4. She was out of a Breeders' Crown heat when second behind Wilmer's Mate. Went for a gallop at the 400 in that. There was no signs of a gallop there. Una has slayed them. Shades of Shillelagh from last week in the pacing race, Greg. She sustained a long run and it was a fast dash down the back.
A heck of a long run by the Prayers out of a touch of sun, so she's bred to be good. She showed more tonight than on a couple of other occasions, and she's won very comfortably in the end. Gavin Smith, pretty sure he hasn't had a drive here tonight, and he doesn't have one on the last either, so he's turned up to the raceway and gone bang. I'll win that, owned by Trevor Casey. Win 3, start 15. Way too good for them. Una comes off the unruly, comes into the race at the half mile and wins it. Hey You was brave in second. Thought it was going to run Una down, but she was too tough in the end. Chavasion just beating Cuddly Jess, and Madam Spur copped a whole lot of pressure and at the end was beaten. Here's the judge's call.
Hey Yo, and third 5 Chavasion. Fourth has gone to 3 Cuddly Jess, from 2 Stellar Success and 9 Madam Spur. 12.85, 3.29. The margins 3/4 of a length, 3 1/4 lengths, a short neck, 1 1/4 length. Winner's time was 2:28.1, a mile rate of 2:02.2. The last 858.8, last 429.7.
Hattrick Raceway, Wanganui, up to race 11. First leg of the last double here on meeting code 9. 9 and 10 out here. And favourite is It's the Lovely. Number 5, back to 220 with the book. And around 230 at the moment on the tote. Has had 4 starts in the Central Districts, 3 wins and a second. The second was last week off box 1, where she dwelt a touch and couldn't reel in Ginger Cole. She won from box 5 3 back, where she didn't step immediately to the front either, and I thought her win was quite brave there. She won on Monday. She beat Sheer Miss. Sheer Miss came out and won the 520 metre race there in the previous. So It's the Lovely. Chance for a double for Darcy Putama and Kelly Gommans, who won the first today with Corborn Daniel. Una, the winner at Addington race 9, 10.70, 250, $1.80 for the 8 and 3.80 the 5. Quinella 26.80, trifecta $554, 12.85 and 3 first for $1,359.80. Now the chances here. 3 as a cash queen, hasn't come back quite as sharp as she was before her toe injury, but still racing reasonably well. Trained by Matt Roberts. He's not handling the dog. Now, it's the 15th of July today, and it's the 16th tomorrow. Funny that. That'll make it Matt Roberts' birthday, I'm reckoning. Same day as his father, Craig. Happy birthday to you both. And, of course, Ross Udy, who was pointed out to us earlier, is having a birthday tomorrow too. And there's a Cash Queen. Look, close enough to the rail to be effective here. She's won more often than she's been beaten off box 3. Two Dog Meet Damon. Better draw for him tonight. He is coming in after about, 3 weeks away. Had a couple of box 4s, didn't jump. Found trouble. He's been good close in.